Wait, it should have been like 3, 2, 1, let's go.
That's exactly what it should have been. But maybe next time, eh?
In celebration of Cowboy Bebop coming out soon, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Yes.
coming out soon?
The live action?
Yeah,
What?
Because we've had such great success with live action anime.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, how? I understand it will probably be garbage. But, like, let people get their hopes up and have them crushed, you know?
Right.
It is the way.
It is the way.
At least, like, we're fucking hopeful about something, like... Fine. You know
it's gonna
what?
be
You know what, Hal?
It's gonna be a series, not a movie.
I'm not happy about the live-action Cowboy Bebop. I'm gonna be mad about that. And the fact that our climate is constantly getting hotter. And the fact that capitalism ruins everything it touches. And it touches, like, fucking everything. The fact that the GOP just keeps getting stronger and stronger with weirder and weirder fucking nut jobs.
I could go with weirder and weirder.
But I don't care as long as my 401k goes up, you know, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, on those generally happy notes, welcome to session 61 of Iron Gods here on RPG MP3. Please visit the Discord and tell us what you're drinking and play our stupid games and talk to us about stupid shit that no one really cares about. Visit the website, watch thousands and thousands of pointless hours of content like this that's been recorded over the past...
Year.
No, literally no. From the beginning of the site. Almost 20 years. So close to 20 years now.
1 year, maybe 2?
We bought the site name in 2003.
Half a year. 6 months.
That's an awfully long time. Shit, that makes me sad.
I agree. 6 months.
Yeah, okay. Twitter and Patreon and shit. Yeah, let's go.
Twitreon.
Right? Faceagram.
Twerk that shit.
Right. How's everybody? What t-shirt are you putting on? Is this?
Oh, it's my Heinous Gayness shirt. It says Heinous Gayness is for me.
It's nice.
Ooh.
I like it. It's a good one.
I decided to, in honor of Iron Gods, to wear Stand Back. I'm going to try science.
It's a good one. Just in case there's some science that goes on. I have Curse Your Sudden But Inevitable Betrayal.
Fuck,
Nice.
Hal, sign me up for Phelan.
Oh, you need to do it.
I can't type. My hand is broken.
Use your dick.
Oh, okay.
I've seen you use that knife for knife game. Your fingers move just fine.
Yeah, but like my left hand is broken. I can't do anything.
But you can make an X. That's legal.
In Texas, it's definitely legal. After you've explained what a pen is.
As long as you show your gun license, you can vote, you know.
That's probably true. Is that true? That would make me sad.
It is one of the valid forms of ID they tried to get in.
I mean, do we license guns in Texas?
Well, but if you bother to go through it, then you're obviously an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. So.
Right.
Well, now it's what you don't need a license or a concealed license to carry a gun unconcealed.
Right.
In Texas?
I think so.
It's been like that for.
That's how it is in Nevada. You don't have to have a license to open carry, but you have to have a license to close carry, concealed carry.
No, you don't need anything here.
Amazing.
Mad Max rules.
It's
I mean, it does sometimes feel like Mad Max on the highways.
So should we do introductions like a fucking professionals like your other group?
Well, I've been trying to get them to seem like a professional group. I've given up on you lot long ago.
Okay.
So, I mean, all I can see on Witscam is a dog's ass. So, I mean, how far can we go from here?
When poor Kieran's Black Void.
I mean, the dog's cute and all, but dog butt. I mean, that's dog butt cam. Sure. Hi, I'm Hal. I'm the GM. Pity me.
I'm Thing, playing Alexander, the human wizard.
Normal human wizard.
Yes.
Why does it seem like it's only me, Evan, and Thing that's logged into Roll20 at this point?
Uh,
Not logged in.
because-
Oh, you know what? That is on me. I apologize. Hold on. I had got onto Roll20. I hadn't hit the launch game thing though, and I thought I had.
I gotcha. I do.
Whit, are you on Roll20?
I've done that too.
Yeah, I did have
Let me check on her in the dog butt.
Thank you, Thing.
And I am, as always, the weapon of mass dysfunction, Nick T. Vegan, coming to you people from the Iron Gods Pathfinder realm as the world's greatest fighter and lover, Buligup.
Right. Those frogmen are amazing. Is that one of your normal titles? Agent of mass destruction, or whatever you call it.
Weapon of mass dysfunction.
That's a good one. Is that one of your official ones, or just one you made up just then?
I mean, sure, it's official.
And
it's official title.
I know Leah has freelance agent of chaos.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, it's fair. It is fair. Hey, so you guys said you heard like my computer last time. So I got an isolation cage.
Ooh.
Do you fit in it?
No. It'll barely take my girth through the bottom hole.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what she said.
But yeah, I need the appropriate attachments in order to put the isolation cage into work. At which point I hope that you will never hear my computer again in the background. But it's cool. Look at this little door. Locks it up. It's like a tin can. It's cool, right? I like it. It's pretty.
And what part of your computer does it go around?
It doesn't go around my computer. It goes around my microphone, silly man.
But then how's the sound going to get in?
Right? It's going to go in through here.
Oh.
And then the microphone is held in this little doohickey, which also acts as a shock mount. And it goes in the bottom, in the butt plug end. Like a plug end. Yeah, once I get the right connectors to attach it to my mic arm, we'll all be set. And then you won't be able to hear any whining or any nonsense.
Nice.
Oh, Hal.
What? Oh, yeah, well, other than the whining, you bring yourself.
Did you see that they were selling like Faraday cages for home routers so that people wouldn't get with the 5G? And they were like,
and catch the COVID.
Why are you messing up my Wi-Fi signal? It's like,
people were buying them though. That's fucking hilarious to me. And also incredibly terrifying because those people live on this planet too. I mean, I really understand why rich people want to leave. I mean,
well, it's like most elevators are Faraday cages for safety. So, so it's great, but it's like always. Whenever I was like at one of the steampunk conventions, you'd see people on the phone in the elevator, and then they'd cut out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Faraday cage," because they're all like science geeks at the time. But then going to the tech companies, and people were like,
"Nerd alert!
Why is the cell phones cut off?" And like, "Cause it's a Faraday cage." And it's like,
sorry, I can't hear you. I'm stepping into an elevator.
Right. And then you get into the buildings where it actually works in the elevator. I'm like, why the hell is this working? Why is this elevator broken?
Because it's got a Wi-Fi access point into it.
Yeah. That's like all the buildings at Microsoft are shielded against all that stuff for espionage.
Oh,
but then each group operating each building decides on a wireless carrier they want to use, and they have a retransmitter on the roof to bring in the signal from that wireless carrier specifically.
That's Jesus.
Yeah. Were we doing introductions? Did you want to introduce yourself?
You can go. You're not Magico and you're not playing a Kes2. I'm just incredibly lazy.
Okay, so I'm Evan and I play Alchemist, the bibliophile ratkin alchemist, who's a major dinosaur enthusiast, joined the group as an intern to escape his boring job and meaningless life, who has now been promoted to full member of the group and is learning everyone's role.
Well, you still have to have your initiation ceremony and your tattoo.
I survived. I totally survived. Totally survived the gray goo and got promoted to actual member of party as opposed to internist. Being paid with experience.
I think you're a junior member of the party is how
member. The operative word is member.
Right? Isn't it always?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Buligup doesn't hate you. He just is very annoyed by you.
Right? He's just incredibly French.
Yeah. And we were talking about that earlier, about how polarizing the character is, and I like that. poor Silas and Buligup kind of have the short end of it, and Alex and Alexander and Tatiana are finding ways that he's like learning how to.
Wait, did Al just come up with a super cool new nickname for Alexander?
Alex.
Yeah. Boom. There you go. It's canon now.
All right, we'll have to do it in character and see how.
Maybe you can be both Al, and then you're gonna have trouble.
Fuck.
Call me Al. Oh, Al did that.
Bum 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 bum.
That just leaves Tatia, our most symmetrical member.
Yeah, right. With the highest
In
charisma.
one circle. Yeah. Oh, an introduction for me?
Yeah.
My name is Buligup, and I am a very adorable short frog. And I have a quick temper, and I hate robots.
It's good.
No. No. That's
That's a no, right?
No, that's when somebody drops the new $15,000
Oh yeah, right.
chat, and we all have to swap characters, one to the left.
Oh god, don't even suggest even suggest that. Maybe for a one-off we could do that.
Oh my gosh, Dungeons and Daddies did it first.
You know what? No, they did not. I mean, so Rocky Horror Picture Show, we used to do a gender bender show, and we also did one called Rocky Soup, where we didn't know what character we were playing until literally right before the show, and we drew characters out of a hat. And it was like, oh, apparently the guy who normally plays Columbia is now gonna be Frank. Okay. So
it's an improv classic.
It's fun.
Nice.
I love it.
And you really are.
I guess I should give everybody my real introduction. I'm Anita. I play Tatia. Tatia is a Varisian badass. She's 19, kind of coming into her own. In typical Varisian style, wanted to explore and meet people and adventure and explore the new powers that she's been given from Desna, because she's an oracle of Desna. And I guess I have a good buddy that hangs out named Silas, and we're getting closer together. And not in like a weird way.
That's your tiger.
Not yet, you aren't.
Yes, I can do that.
I want to point out that I'm fairly certain, I'm just going to say it, I'm fairly certain Silas does not like you.
He serves, but he does not. Yeah, that's very begrudging.
I had a calling.
There's no rule in the book that says your cohort has to actually like you.
Then why are you following me around?
Because he feels the divine urge to follow you.
Yeah, divine urge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He needs to crank one out, and that'll clear up his head. Get that post-nut clarity.
He's just.
You don't want to go out with a loaded weapon.
So, my name is Tatia, and I have a sexually frustrated companion named Silas, and then I also have a cat named Nicodemus, who's huge and quite powerful and not yet sentient, but maybe headed in that direction because he's just kind of awesome.
And then we're going to have to look at the rules as to what happens when your companion attains sentience.
Yeah. So, there we go.
He's just like,
what happens
what the fuck
when
have I
one
been
of your
doing with my life?
players? What happens
I mean,
when one of your players is sentient?
I live for the day it happens.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, so I guess that's my introduction. Oh, and then Tati is also super excited because this adorable little creature named Alchemiste wandered into the group, and he's like pocket-sized.
I mean, so's Buligup.
I know, but
Yeah,
Bulligup's
but I
so much
kill
more
people.
angry when I
Buligup is pointy.
Yeah, Buligup gets really
Look,
angry
look.
when Tatia tries to snuggle him all the time, and so she finally just stopped, and yeah, Al is letting her snuggle. And she likes to snuggle. She's a snuggler. She just wants to hug everybody.
That's why Silas is like, no, just no. Boundaries are important.
You know, which is interesting for somebody that follows a polyamorous deity, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just not interested in you.
Boom!
That's true. Polyamorous don't want to date everybody.
How does the song go? It's only people you don't want to be polyamorous that are polyamorous.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
That is funny. Are you logged into the Twitch, by the way? I'm trying to monitor.
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's kind of like a nude beach. The only people nude are the people you don't really want to see nude.
Oh my goodness. You know what? That's true for the one
Like
and
the French.
only nude beach I've been to.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
I mean, like, look, I'm not here to body shame people or anything, but like, I don't want to see like a large 65-year-old German man naked. Like,
Man,
You totally know where Ted Cruz went on his vacation in Cancun was a nude beach.
oh, absolutely.
It's the only place he can take that skin suit off.
And reveal his 600 rats that are 600 roaches each.
No.
My bugs.
He's so awful. Okay. Last session, you dealt with a random encounter that was dropped on you by chat.
We fucked it up.
You did. It was a grey goo. You did have to retreat and prepare, but you did fuck it up with the help of a high-level cleric from town. You are, I believe, just about... They gave you, or you purchased, or as yet to be decided, the farmhouse that was sitting above the well that leads to this area, on the understanding that you guard it and make sure no one comes into it, while putting up the front of being normal personages in town. Silas has currently suggested that he stay behind and deal with that, while the rest of you continue to move on towards the Smokewood, which is to the northeast about 50 miles.
Formerly the Dreamwood.
Formerly the Dreamwood, now
Which
the
is
Smokewood.
Interesting having a Desna aficionado in the party, potentially. I assume the name has significance.
Maybe. So, are you happy with Silas staying behind to set up this thing for you?
Yes.
Okay. You might want to leave him with some funds. That might be helpful.
Yeah. Could he arrange for the selling of our loot and handle that kind of stuff while we're gone?
Sure, you could totally do that.
Do we trust him to?
I think he's one of the more trustworthy people we know.
I mean, that doesn't say much.
True.
It's like a real fucking low bar there.
Well, yeah.
I can easily have things sold for you. Things that won't sell here, I can easily ship out to other places. I can connect with my companions over in Torch and have things shipped there for sale as well.
Maybe we can finally get that trading guild going.
I mean, Silas can organize it. So what his class is Major Domo. He's supposed to organize shit and do things. He's amazing at projects. He's like a crazy scrapbooker Karen.
A Java no bada.
Everything's got its own little tray, and she knows where everything is. It's the same with Silas.
So we got what, 2 or 3 days while I'm shutting down the Android Foundry.
Yes, in which Silas is starting to kind of put together the idea. So you did agree that we were going to turn this place into an inn, right?
Seems appropriate, as long as we can keep people out of the hidden basement spaceship.
Yeah. So Silas is they're going to keep the well capped off, and he's going to make an entrance inside the inn itself. So in the back where it's more easily controlled.
Gotta enter through the back. Got it.
As always.
I can do some spelling to help that since I have to go down there anyways, but I also need to repair the 4 HEV suits so they can be sold for something other than 0.
You really don't need to do that.
Well, true. Okay, how about I buy them from the party as is?
That's funny.
And then I'll arrange for their sale.
Right? I'll arrange for their sale afterwards.
I mean, we could split them out in the state they were found in.
And the party seem to have forgotten what they are.
No, if you're trying to screw us, though, I'll murder you in your sleep.
Probably would.
I mean, being a wizard's expensive.
That's no lie.
If you are worried about
being a necromancer,
if it's any consolation, being a corpse is very cheap.
it turns out reanimating corpses is very, very expensive.
It can cost you friends.
Oh, you want to make a clone? You're gonna need a diamond the size of a golf ball.
Nope, I just need random gems.
Nice.
All right.
On these cubic zirconiums.
Let's see. So we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to bring up Al up into the actual state of what we're facing.
Yeah, it might be a good time to kind of sit and recenter before you progress out. You've got 3 days to waste, so you can shop and make things and.
There's not really much to buy here, is there? I mean, we are in the sort of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you're in a very agricultural place.
Hey guys, we've got a lot of like different wines and barleys and stuff, and we gotta pick a drink, like a signature drink for our play. So why don't I whip up some different drinks and we can sit around and try them out and maybe catch up on what you guys do.
Or, and this is just me thinking out loud, we can never do that, and instead, I can shove my entire glaive up my cloaca.
That's so nice. You don't want to drink with Al.
That would make a good show. I'm sure people would pay 5 copper for that.
Right? It could be open mic night instead of open cloaca night.
If I guess we need to get the tunnel down to there, and then we can get Sireth back to a place she's comfortable.
So it seems that Silas and Sireth have been developing something of a relationship. She seems to trust him quite a lot, mostly because he's nice to her and has been talking to her, rather than just abandoning her and walking around doing your own shit for days. So
or knocking her unconscious.
Yeah.
Hold on. Who left her for a few days?
I mean, I'm sure you will.
But we have not done that.
No, but she is forming a relationship with Silas pretty well.
Well, because she doesn't want to go into the void with us, so.
I mean, can he speak her language?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can't.
She finds it.
Yeah, Silas can. One of Silas's things is languages. Andy has the technologist feat, which means he can do technology stuff. And also speak Androphan.
I'm sorry that I do not speak Androphan. Why the fuck would I know how to speak Androphan?
I don't know.
We can start lessons.
We can start lessons.
Yes. So you mentioned gearing. Besides making strong drinks, maybe Al could make us some weapon blanches and things for the fights, no doubt ahead. Frickazoud was like to be known as a smoke wizard, so I'm guessing there's going to be some
smoke,
insubstantial and incorporeal things.
Well, maybe so.
Well, I mean, I guess if I could make a smoke bomb that explodes into smoke, I could probably figure out how to do it backward and like Ghostbuster him, like turn smoke into a bomb.
Right.
I mean,
anything's possible with alchemy. I mean, I can probably figure this out. Why not? Let's do
Anything's possible with alchemy. I like that.
Or you can make stuff that'll make you think anything's possible.
It is the science. It is the art of and magic of turning things into other things. So if I can turn people into smoke, I can turn smoke into people. I guess. I don't know.
Turn smoke into people. Oh, that's funny.
Maybe I don't want him reading my books. Can you read?
Oh, I can. Not only can, I want to. I love books.
Oh, that's funny. Maybe you should look at fog cutting lenses for this one. Maybe you should make some of those.
Oh.
I mean, assuming that you're thinking you're going to go for like smoke and that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, my other thought was because we're a lot of that stuff becomes is next to incorporeal, which we have had trouble with before. So, we had probably enough days for me to do a ghost touch on a weapon, or I could try and make Tatia a spell page for Ghostbane Dirge.
So you're expecting ghosts, but all you know it's smoke.
Well, Ghostbane Dirge lets you hit
wizard.
Incorporeal.
Smoke wizard. That might just mean he has like cloud kill and all that nasty stuff.
How's everybody holding their breaths?
Bad, probably.
Not very good.
If I remember correctly, Pathfinder just lets you hold your breath for like fucking forever.
Forever, yeah. Yes, according to the choking rules, yes.
Really?
Absolutely. Yo, it's ridiculous. He tried to choke someone out and it was going to be like 23 rounds or something.
Yeah,
it was
insane.
What the fuck?
I wanted to like put someone down in a sleeper and it fucking wouldn't. Or like I wanted to try and like hang someone and it like wouldn't let me. I was like, the fuck?
Well, because you have to do subdual to beat people out.
Yeah, I was trying to like choke them out with my whip.
Yeah, it's one of the weaknesses in the system for that kind of stuff. There's feats for choking people out, but even they're not really great. I think the new system is better for grapples and wrestling and stuff, but it's never as good as real life because, you know...
Because I'm real fucking good at choking people out?
I just assume you are.
Like, I'm not a big guy, and I run my mouth a lot. Like...
So you like getting choked out?
No, I'm decent at choking people out.
That's funny. That's funny.
Fucking gotta learn somehow.
Right. So.
Okay. Gonna make a pile of stuff for selling. I guess I'll give a wish list of scrolls to look for, I guess, for to Silas.
Okay.
Since he's going to be...
Oh, to like cast around and see who can get what for you.
Yeah, since he's going to be, you know, shopping and marketing and procuring.
Okay.
And then... do we have any specific things we need to prepare item-wise? I'm going to be shutting down the lab. I'm probably going to do some other make holes or warp metal to try and straighten out things down there as much as possible. But if I need to save some spells for crafting or anything,
what did I get grenade-wise?
We have 21 concussion grenades.
That's an insane amount of concussion grenades.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, each of those orcs had several, and then there's like 5 others in the.
And how many of those do I get?
Do anybody else want concussion grenades?
Even split. Spread them out for everybody. Concussions for everyone.
So 5 each.
You get a concussion. You get a concussion.
5 each with 6 for Buligup.
Woo!
Woo.
Woo woo. We're woo girls.
Concussion grenade 4. Woo!
Woo.
All right, everybody get 5 concussion grenades.
Grenades suck in this system without a grenade launcher.
True.
We do have who has a grenade launcher?
No one has a grenade launcher.
There is not even a town we can travel to.
No, that is not true. We have a grenade launcher.
It was time worn.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't. Is there no way to untime wear it? I don't.
No.
That
If we
is
ever find a weapons lab and take the right feats, we could make one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There's got to be some like setting on these things that the grenade launcher sets, but maybe they have to be moving at 79 miles per hour or something.
What kind of settings? Like this is going to be fun, and then there is shit your pants.
So that when you do a grenade manually, it goes off at the start of your next turn, which means you
this is what
throw
we're
it,
talking about. Yes.
and then everyone just runs away, and then it explodes.
And then it explodes. You know, like it's a delayed bomb. What do you
Or
call it? Sleepers or
they
whatever?
pick it up and they throw it back.
Yeah. It's on a standard 6-second timer.
Well, can you? Yeah, I mean,
you arm it. You wait and throw it at the start of your next turn, but then you burn 2 actions.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem very like a good use of your time, eh?
Not
But
really.
you know, when you have a nanite cloud that is currently rendered inert at the bottom, you can huck a ton of grenades on it and let it go. But
boom. So I was thinking that while we're hanging out in town, that we could have a little debriefing to let Al know everything that has been going on. And, maybe just have some time to enjoy the town and enjoy relaxing and maybe a little more game planning before we go off to defeat the Cloud Wizard. Smoke Wizard.
Clown Wizard?
Cloud Wizard.
No, he's a Cloud Wizard now.
Clown Wizard.
I wonder why Evan's face is frozen on... Oh, no, it's not. Okay, cool.
He's just really still.
Yes, he is. He is really still.
If I go still enough, I turn.
That is like so cool.
That's a theory, at least.
You can't see me.
Turn invisible. Just nobody can see me.
All right. So what is happening now? What do we do? Al, you want to hang out? Let's go hang out.
Yeah.
Is there a fun place to hang out? I don't think there's a fun place to hang out in Idenve. We were building a fun place to hang out to attract others.
We can stay here and hang out.
I mean, we can make our own fun.
Yes.
Like, literally, we can make it. Like we can build stuff and have fun.
Correct. It'll be a good time. Well, Al, I guess we kind of need to let you know what's been going on. What do you know so far?
There was a android lady built in half and down in a well. I don't really know why we went down in the well. I didn't ask too many questions because I didn't want to seem like a negative Nancy. But there was something important in that, and there was a purpose to going down in that well. And it kind of got lost in the whole running for our lives and then deciding how to blow up the nanobomb thing, the nanites. But yeah, kind of catch me up to speed. Why did we go there, and what do we do now?
We started in Torch, which you probably know is a city famous for the giant torch. But
he's writing all this down.
The torch went out.
Absolutely, like taking out a notepad.
Torch went out,
like,
and that's where they forge things and they burn their garbage and livelihood of the city. So they sent adventurers down there, and after 4 or 5 batches of adventurers didn't come back, they let us go give it a try. We went in, found some stuff, zombie Kasathas, some ruined tech buildings, found one of the previous adventurers there that was on the town council, brought him back. He'd been messed up by some robots that tried to fix him or analyze the way his brain works or something, injected him with nanites. Got him healed. He's up. Conir Bane, he may have some history with the Technic League. We really haven't questioned him on that, but he knows a lot of Technic stuff and helped build a water filtration system for them. There was also a Technic League spy in town. We turned him over. He started working for us, and then we got him killed when we faced the android that had shut off the torch because she was sending the power to somewhere else for unknown purposes. We killed her. Then we followed the signal of where it was going. Once we got the torch back, we went to Scrapwall, which is run by gangs.
It was very cool.
Yes, we worked our way up the gangs stuff. We blew up the receiver array that was receiving the power. We met a cleric of Bry, my god. We found a wreck recorded of an ancient recording that was made in Androphan that talked about this inhibitor shard that could shut down the security on an AI called Unity and help them regain control. We eventually worked our way up to the top gang, which is called the Lords of Rust, that were led by somebody called Helion, who is supposedly a god and appeared on monitors as a demon. We fought our way down to him. He tried to cast spells on us through monitors. We found several people's journals with some information, plugged the inhibitor shard into the control console of this whole big excavator complex he was inhabiting, and he had to flee it and went back to a robot body that he apparently is, because he's what they call an AI, which is something like a technological version of a spirit that can inhabit technology. But he was also somewhat of a god because he had clerics and he was giving them spells, so he had somewhat of a divine status. We fought our way down to him. We fought Zagmander, who was a Zil, or ran across Zagmander, who was a Zil, who had been cursed by Kelids hundreds or possibly thousands of years ago, couldn't return to their home. They agreed not to kill us for me attempting to free them from this curse. But let us fight Helion first. We defeated Helion by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I beat the fuck out of him.
Come see, come saw. From some of the journals we found, Helion was sired by somebody called Unity in Silvermount, who Unity has plans to expand his power that will then become unstoppable potentially. Helion was working against that and planning to move against him, but needed to group time. We killed him, so apparently there's nobody opposing Unity. Judging from Unity's position in Silvermount, I'm guessing got some relation to the Technic League. Bad people. There was mention of Unity's sister Cassandra Lee, which was an android that fled from Helion with a neurocam that possibly included some of Helion's weaknesses. The last known location of Cassandra Lee was somewhere around here, around Denve, so we came here searching for her and this neurocam. Cassandra Lee's body apparently was down the well previously, and these, let's see, before you joined us, we went down there, we fought a bunch of deformed androids, killed them, We didn't defeat the Technic League spy. She fled. She started to flee. Our rogue tried to catch her. Sirath killed him. In that time also a bunch of mutated orcs appeared out of nowhere and decided to try. We killed them. We negotiated with Sirath. Laris, the Technic League spy, decided that she wanted to flee. She said that she was going to be in bad situations with the Technic League and was going to have to hide anyways, offered to give us a present if we just let her go. She stood good her wood and gave a wand of lightning with 10 charges. And that's when we recruited you and we could no longer get our leaf back. So basically, Unity, bad, going to try and probably take over the world or something. Probably an AI, since it sired an AI that was also divine, so it's probably at least semi-divine. Furka Zoud left with Cassandra body and perhaps the neurocam. So now we need to go to the Smokewood to search out his tower to find him and see if we can find this information we're searching for, because otherwise bad things will probably happen. Or more bad things will probably happen.
I see. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I think I got it. He turned this piece of paper around. There's like a whole bunch of circles and scribbles and nouns with like various arrows going in circles around them. But the heart of everything is like Technic League and Unity, and there's like question marks around them, and they're kind of like interrelated with arrows. He's like, and like in a couple corners, like gray goo and orcs with question marks around them. He's like, I don't really know how the gray goo and the orcs came into play or anything, but it seems like defeating Helion and defeating one evil unchecked the limits on a different evil. So now we have to make up for what we did intended to fulfill Heliot's duty of keeping limits on this powerful Unity. Is that about
more
correct?
or less? Plus, Technic League's generally bad. I'm guessing.
He draws him angry on an angry face.
Guessing that the my hypothesis is because the orcs randomly appeared down here, and then the gray goo, that there's probably some sort of a temporal spatial rift that's pulling in things from random someplace. Hopefully that's gone now that we're shutting things down, but it bears watching.
But it's kind of cool, right?
Okay. He takes the piece of paper and he rips it in half. He's like, kind of like this.
Yes. Kind of like that.
Okay, I think I got it. So next, we need to follow up leads on both Unity and try to unravel what the Technic League is behind this. Now, is Unity a part of the Technic League? Maybe somehow related, or do we not really know yet?
Sounds like Unity sent the Gearsman robots that were down here, from what they said of us returning Cassandra Lee over. Whether Unity's actually in control of the Technic League, using the Technic League, or just part of it and to the side of it.
Maybe she's just like one of the big bad bullies.
Wow, we have a lot of questions, and we have a lot of things to figure out.
I know.
Next.
She is one interesting bitch, huh?
Well, okay. I mean, I signed on for adventure. So what next? Are we gonna start heading towards Silver?
No.
Place?
Next would be to the Smokewood.
Yes.
Smokewood. Okay.
To face a smoke wizard and whatever he has in his fortress tower
arsenal.
It turns out just to be Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
If it's just a tower of blunt, that's fine. But I think it would still be called a Greenwood if that was that.
Are we gonna interrogate the smoke wizard, or are we gonna defeat the smoke wizard to assist us in figuring this out?
We will interrogate him with extreme prejudice.
Usually these people don't respond well to questions, so we end up killing them and trying to read their notes afterwards. But being a wizard, hopefully he has books. And
I'd just like to say that has
That is
been
what we call shoot first. And
that
ask
has been a
questions
pattern in this
later.
adventure. There's not much talking to people. It's just they just happen to write nice journals, and you find the evidence after murdering them.
Yeah.
Luckily, wizards like books, so dibs on his spell books, because
takes his
he teleported out of here. That gives me a rough estimate of at least he has slightly better spells than I do.
Oh, Shout. Yeah,
Shout
did teleport out.
Al takes both pieces of his note and he eats them. He's like, no, I'm not leaving my notes behind anymore.
Why are you eating your paper? Is that something you like?
No, I don't want to get murdered to people who read my notes.
Paper like incredibly expensive?
Yeah, probably.
Not like telescopes.
Also handmade and incredibly thick, probably.
You need some fringes.
I mean, you guys got to remember, I make potions. Like, I'm a rat. Like, I have a pretty sweet stomach. I can handle a lot of stuff.
What is the craziest thing you have ever eaten? What?
Jesus
fucking Christ!
I'm pretty sure ratfolk aren't cannibals. At least I hope they're not.
Huh, both Buligup and Al have had young.
I'm just kidding.
What's the actual
I'm kidding. No, I once made a potion out of a number of different extracts. And I just thought maybe adding all the most disgustingest things you can think of together would make something cool. It didn't. It was just disgusting.
Alchemy suicide.
Yeah. Basically, I didn't die. But yeah, it was like suicide.
I, for one, am all for these.
Oh, goodness. Ignore him, Al. He's just angry all the time.
So.
Forever.
Oh, I didn't know that he meant any words that he says.
He's actually very wise and really good in a fight, so I'd recommend you listen to him at least a quarter of the time.
Now, I did have that one question. I took a little footnote. Did Buligup hate robots before all of this happened, or does he hate robots because all of this happened? Because you guys keep fighting robots. It seems to be a recurring thing.
Hating robots.
I don't know. Buligup, is it like some sort of PTSD?
I want to hear about his pet village again.
You mean the times that the robots came and murdered my entire village and killed my family? Yeah, I think that might be a little PTSD. Maybe just a little bit, as I watch the people I love slaughtered by robots. Yeah,
but that's like hating swords because people killed your village with swords. The robots are tools. They don't make their own decisions.
A fucking tool.
It's very sad. Do you want a hug? I will give you a hug. I need the hug, Buligup. Just give me Ow. Will you hug me?
Alchemist goes over and he gives her a hug with his tiny body.
Put it next to my face, and I rub some of my tears into his scruffy fur.
You see.
Well, while she's doing that, he secretly takes out a vial and collects those tears.
You see Silas in a corner filling out job applications.
Oh my God, Silas is such a dick.
He just looks at you. He looks at you all and just shakes his head and looks up at the sky.
Silas.
Alchemist, Al also takes a couple of her hairs.
Go hang out with Silas instead.
Right.
Silas, how much funds do you need for your endeavors with the inn?
Well, sir, this building is rather dilapidated. And we must expand it and probably renovate it, do what we can before we can get it open. I would suggest initial funds for perhaps 100 silver discs should do it.
Oh. All right.
Well, then that doesn't seem to be a problem for us.
Are silver discs going to be a problem in Denve, or do you need to money change that? I do have platinum in my inventory, but
I don't even know whether they'll take that, to be honest. If you have a lot of gold, that might be better. I don't want to flood the economy here, so chances are I'll probably reach out to other places for certain things. But they do have a quarry, so we should be able to find the stone locally at least. But some things need to be brought in. Good wine, good beer, people with personalities.
And 100 would be sufficient?
I would say so. 1,000 gold should do it.
So, Silas, I can teach you how to make good wine and beer, but my good personality is going to have to come with me.
I've had things made by alchemists. They rush them. There's no aging and maturity and depth of flavor. It's all, here you go, I made this last night. It tastes fabulous, and it never really does.
Well, you know, I was going to say, I'm a young ratkin. Like, all that maturity stuff, that hasn't panned out for me either. I don't understand that stuff. I'm just kind of,
don't worry, I've got your back. You can make that kind of thing, and we can have a night specifically for it. But the rest of the time will be quality alcohol at a reasonable price for the people of this town.
That sounds like your slogan.
So, should we give him 1,000 gold out of the party fund then?
I am for it.
Take it out of alchemist's cut.
Oh, okay. Well, we still haven't discussed that. Since he just became a party member, does he get a cut the loot we got before he joined the party, or officially, or?
Oh, you mean like out of? Oh, do you need to fork the party fund?
I mean, I think that we are fine to give him a small stash, a starter stash of cash.
Do I get an allowance?
Oh, that would be adorable. You do all the chores for all of us.
I mean,
you clean all the chamber pots.
I didn't realize I was going to be doing this to get rich.
But if you don't want to get paid, that is also fine.
I didn't do this to get rich. I did this because I was bored.
Hal, where did that little monkey come from? I noticed that you did the icon and then it floats across the screen on Twitch.
Yeah,
that is so fucking cute.
It's been a while, but I realized that the emote wall we had live hadn't been working for the past few sessions, so I fixed it.
Cool.
It technically overlays the overlay, so any emotes that are posted to the chat will float across the screen.
Gotcha.
Not that I'm encouraging chat to post emotes, but please feel free to post emotes, chat.
Spam!
Especially exciting ones. I also checked the option that duplicates should also spawn as well. So if you make one of those wiggly tentacle monsters that thing seems to like making, it should show all its tentacles.
I see you now have emotes that are for tier 2 subscription too, so I need to upgrade my Twitch subscription to tier 2 to unlock them.
I need to add some emotes to that, probably. Do I have emotes for that?
Yeah, I only see I see like one unlocked.
Oh,
and
look at you.
5
all the
locked
emotes.
Ones.
Yeah, like that wiggly monster right there. And like,
Yay, I did it!
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you.
And then there's bears flying around. That's nice. There we go. See? All good fun.
That's fun. I like it.
I know. I figured it was something, right? I mean, so when we push this onto YouTube, they can't see the chat. So it makes sense that they can be annoyed by floating emotes like the rest of us.
Uh-huh. Silas. Yeah, it sounds like...
Yes, mistress.
Yeah. Why do you call me that?
Pardon, mistress?
Why do you keep calling me that? Stop it. I
But
don't like it.
mistress, I'm here for you, mistress. I'm here to
ensure your safety and ensure that your enlightenment in the ways of Desna is true and pure as it should always be.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I would also appreciate it if you nurtured my mental well-being by not calling me mistress.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
But my name is Tatia!
Okay. Yes, Mistress Tatia.
I'm going to go over here and talk to Al.
You do seem to like him.
I do! He's cute and sweet!
You
I
think
like
so?
you!
I mean, I see the beauty in many things, mistress, but...
Not me!
No, apparently not. It makes me concerned for your... your acceptance of the dogma of Desna.
I think my acceptance of the dogma of Desna is just fine. I'm the Oracle. Who are you?
I am Silas. I wander the world and I organize things in the best ways I can.
Yes, and then you disorganize my brain by coming around and being grouchy. No matter what I do, you're just grouchy. I can't make you happy. I ask you how to make you happy, and you're like, fucking poop.
I am happy, mistress. I'm happy when you're happy, and you never seem to be. So I try my best.
Happy.
I don't see that. You're yelling and hugging a rat man. I mean, how happy can one be, really?
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Silas, what is your problem with rat people?
I have no issues with rat people per se. It's just.
But you think they're gross. You just told me it was nasty to kiss a rat man, to rub my face on the rat man. So you think that Desna would approve of me thinking he's gross, telling him he is gross?
No, of course not. He certainly has some beautiful aspects.
Great.
His back when he's walking away is definitely one of them.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, apparently Silas has a
I don't know how to
thing
feel
for
about
rats.
this. I don't know how to feel about this.
On the one hand, I actively hate you, but on the other hand, I actively hate racism. So I'm conflicted.
No, it's not because he's a rat man. It's because he's insufferably annoying.
Oh, okay, then yes, carry on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would never, ever think that... I mean, his race is beautiful. Look at the wonderful things they've gnawed, I suppose, and look at their nice little tails and their cute noses. They're very sweet. But this one, oh my goodness, this one is annoying.
Oh, I agree.
He is good at blowing things up.
The one thing with beauty is you have to understand there's a scale. Not everything is beautiful. There are wonderful rat people. It's just we are shackled with this one.
In fairness to Silas, it is very difficult to see the beauty of Al when standing in comparison with the beauty of Buligup, you know?
Yes. I have to say, sir, that your fighting skills are a marvel to behold. The dance with the glaive is wondrous.
Oh, you got me so fast.
Hey, guys, I have a question. In this cool place we're building, can we build a room for you two?
Well, there'll be plenty of rooms.
No, a room specifically for you two to share a room.
I mean, why would we want to do that?
No,
I don't know, because that way
I don't know. You guys seem to like each other a lot.
it just seems
So you're
like the two
suggesting
of
they
you
get
would
a room?
Yeah, they should spoon at night.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, mistress. I'll take that under advisement.
I mean, are you two going to be fucking the entire time?
Who? Al and Silas, I think that maybe he did like to look at his butt.
No.
I am not. No, I have to keep things professional and platonic with my teammates. It leads to attachments, and that leads to people
I've
dying.
never understood attachments.
I didn't sign up. Yeah. See, and I think once I realize my goal of becoming a dinosaur, I don't just see how that works out. I mean, she can ride me, but it'll be purely platonic and awesome because I'm a dinosaur. I'll be more like a mount. Like she can ride me into battle, and it'll be kind of
Silas turns back to the plans for the inn and starts drawing.
Can you make wherever he will be staying and also wherever I will be staying, both of those somewhat soundproof so that I just don't ever have to hear him talk?
I would imagine so. Yes, we can do that.
Thank you.
Let me just add a little building over here, 20, 30 feet from the rest of the building for him. Exactly like a
guest house.
It's
It's
like Snoopy's doghouse.
Let me just.
I will sleep on top of it, and I will do things inside. Can you make sure it has a basement, Silas, so I can do my fixing and everything? So I can make my potions in the dark underneath. Yay! You see, I'm a ratkin. Like I love basements. I like holes.
That's an interesting way to say we're going to fucking bury you in the desert.
So Silas is planning this place. You've given him money to do so. You're leaving him with items to sell?
Yes. And I'll leave him with a list of spells/scrolls I would like to acquire and a sack of gold for that.
Okay. He'll try his best.
Yes. Because no one wants to wait around for that. Yeah, I'll help get a tunnel down to the room so I can start shutting down. Or I guess I can always dimension door down there to get out, but might run out of air.
You're going back in there. Okay, so you continue to shut down the android foundry?
Yes.
Okay, is anybody else doing anything over the next few days other than closing down the android foundry and beginning planning your inn and then planning your trip to the Smokewood?
I'm remaking my bombs and redistributing my different potions and vials and stuff.
I assume you do that every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. That's the outer thing to do.
Are you making anything? So you can use alchemy to produce alchemical product.
Yeah. Tanglefoot bags, ghost salt, weapon blanches, all sorts of things.
Alchemist's fire.
So Alexander, can I call you Alex for short? Sometimes, not always, but sometimes when I don't remember to say
apparently
Alexander.
So.
Okay, so Alexander, is there anything you can think of that may be helpful against our ghost sorcerer? Like, is there any particular alchemical item that may help us? And I think I could probably do it with enough time and books.
Possibly weapon blanches. Okay. I don't use weapons myself, but Buligup's quite handy with that, and Tatia. If we're going to be smoked out, maybe air crystals.
What would an air crystal do?
You chew them to produce air in your mouth so you don't have to breathe in areas that don't have air.
But I thought that we could just choke ourselves.
Choke ourselves.
For like a long, long time, and then we'd be able to breathe, right? That's how choking works in Pathfinder, as you said.
I mean, basically, it takes like 30 rounds to choke someone to unconsciousness. Yeah. Yes, that's true.
So we choke ourselves, and we're fine.
I can do a limited number of air bubbles and whatnot.
Buligup does enjoy choking himself sometimes. What of it? You are not the boss of me.
So bad.
I forget.
Is Al making any of this stuff? And how long does it take him to make it?
Let's see. That's a good question. Is that going to be under features and traits, or is that going to be under
alchemical creations
skills?
under goods and services, I believe.
Where would that be
Nowhere.
in my character sheet?
It'd be craft alchemy is the skill
Gotcha.
you would use.
Craft, alchemy.
But there's miscellaneous substances like air crystals,
Alchemist's fire, Tanglefoot
fire.
bags.
I probably want to be making ghost salt for incorporeal creatures, especially if that's been an area in the past that's been a struggle. So I think that'd probably be pretty good.
You're
I want to
making
make
ghost
salts.
salts. How much is it going to cost you to make ghost salts?
Each one. Well, I'm looking at a table. The weird thing is it costs 200 gold pieces to make a ghost salt, but it doesn't say what the DC is for that one. I can look at silver, cold iron, and adamantine, but I can't find one.
Oh, that's probably because it uses ectoplasm remains from Ghost and Dead.
So you don't have that, right?
Probably not.
Oh,
but I think that's the normal.
Is ghost salt's a type of weapon blanch, right?
Yeah.
It is. So I need the ectoplasmic remains of incorporeal undead.
No,
I don't
think you do either. Sorry.
You guys know where you can find ghosts? I kind of have to kill some.
No one
ghosts.
slimed you yet.
No.
Did you say that you needed a goat or a ghost?
Yes. You need.
Oh, ghost. Yeah,
needs a
not
goat.
goat salt.
I mean, I could try and make a page of spell knowledge of Ghostbane Dirge for Tatia.
Do you know the spell?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Can you spontaneously cast it?
Yes.
Okay.
Alexander, could you make some ghosts for me to turn into ectoplasm?
Not reliably. I could make dead people. But I believe it requires a significant amount of trauma in their death to make them produce ghosts.
Alexander, can't we all?
I can make zombies and skeletons, but that doesn't work the same way.
Okay, but not wraiths or ghosts or phantasms or spirits. Oh shit.
What if we just brutally murder a bunch of people all at once, and then one of them is bound to become a ghost, right?
So we can make ghost salt to fight incorporeal creatures.
You could make useful stuff. There's plenty of useful alchemical items, like things like troll oil, troll styptic.
Let's see what I have. I do have Zen worm distillate. What can I turn that into?
You need to make the Zen worm distillate out of the 8 worms or whatever we slain. So
yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I had. I believe I have 8 of those.
Okay, now I've got to look at the Zen worms again, so you can find out what nasty, awful shit you can do with them.
You can preserve animals, and all the hair falls off of them.
Yeah, it's really nasty.
Or you can sell it for money.
Yeah, it might be worth selling for money.
If left on for at least 3 days, distillate dissolves hair, nails, and skin, leaving muscles and organs.
Each step up or down from large to bizarre halves, respectively. Okay, the mucus harvested from a single Zen worm can produce 1 flask of distillate with a successful DC of 25 craft alchemy. So, I mean, this is something that the town might actually buy because they do hunt and forage.
It would dissolve the skin and could leave the muscles and organs untouched for meat, like butchering, but from the
not that it's incredibly creepy, but it's incredibly creepy.
Incredibly or just creepy?
Yes, pretty creepy.
Oh.
How long does it take him to do the 1 alchemical distillate thing? Do you know?
No, I don't.
That doesn't say. So eventually, I think at level 15, I can do it basically instantly, but I can't figure out how long it takes. But
yeah, because I think there's a DC, and by every 5 you exceed it, you can make more. But I don't know what the minimum batch and stuff is.
Your craft check times the DC of the item equals the amount of silver pieces you've crafted in a week. If you want to do this on a daily basis, divide the result by 7. If you don't complete the item in a week, any work done gets saved and added to the next week. Once you've reached the item's cost in silver, then you're done crafting and the item is finished. It will take weeks, but that's how mundane crafting works.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
The best ways to use craft alchemy is to play an alchemist class and get swift alchemy, or use the master alchemist feat. So these are 50 gold piece items. So
500 silver.
Oh, I have
it's a level 3 ability. At 3rd level, it can create alchemical items with astounding speed. It takes the alchemist half the normal amount of time to create alchemical items, and he can apply poison to weapons as a move action.
Yep.
Oh, you can use poison. Nice.
So instead of a week, I can do it in 3.5 days, which I think is about the time frame.
Well, it depends on your skill checks and stuff, apparently. So
let's roll.
What did it say?
I think it's 20 DC 25.
So complicated crafting shit. You need to learn how to craft. You need to learn craft alchemy, so I don't have to.
I will. That will be my homework
FYI.
in Masters. I will. I will research crafting and how I can do it.
Because I'm just looking here and trying to. Fortunately, the craft time for alchemical items does take an unusually long time, especially compared to magical items. Craft skill page. Okay, the craft skill page shows what's to be taken. Okay, here we go. Make something. Find the item's price in silver pieces. Find the item's DC from the table. So it's 25. Pay 1/3 of the item's price for raw material costs. Make an appropriate craft check representing 1 week's worth of work. If the check succeeds, multiply your check result by the DC. If the result times the DC equals the price of the item in silver pieces, then you've completed the item.
Gads.
So it's going to take it. He has to get 500 in order to be able to produce 1 vial of Zen distillate. Well, I guess technically because he does it twice as fast, right?
Right. So 250 to 1, but yeah, that's still many weeks' work of.
Yeah, that's insane.
Whereas I could, if I wanted to make Tatia page of spell knowledge, I could do that almost overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you made Buligup's Ghost Hunter glaive thing or Swarm Killer thing overnight.
But I did do some cheating, so it'll pretty much only work for him. But I guess a page of spell knowledge would only have to work for Tatia, too.
They're
Maybe. Etc.
If only Tatia was available to see if she wanted that spell or something else.
Yes, where is Tatia? Yes, Tatia doesn't know what Tatia wants. There is the instant alchemy feat. When performing spontaneous alchemy, you can craft an alchemical item as a standard action if its total crafting time is less than 10 minutes or less, which it never is.
Yeah, I think that's many levels away.
Plus, is that just as regular extracts that spontaneous alchemy covers, or?
I guess. I think some things are spontaneous.
I think it's any alchemical item. So it can be it can be extract, mutagens, or potions.
Tatia, would you like me to make you a page of spell knowledge or for anything or something while we're here? Maybe not.
Apparently not, because you're not talking.
Fuck, sorry. I forgot that I was muted. Because, I have to, mom and shit all the time. Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. No, I just had to swiftly kick my teenage son out of the room. No, so to
Figuratively.
Alexander, no, I actually don't know unless there are any suggestions you have. Let me look back. I'm trying to think. No, that's a rod that I've been looking at for a rod of reach.
Yes, I can't make Raj currently.
Prestidigitation.
That's a cantrip.
And well, I have mage hand.
I mean,
So,
clerical spells like Ghostbane Dirge or.
Tatia is still glancing through her notes. Ghostbane Dirge would be actually. I think that would be helpful because 50% damage is kind of nice.
It doesn't add 50% damage. It just lets you do 50%.
I hear that.
Yeah,
It's a good spell against the incorporeal. I think Alexander is expecting incorporeal things rather than smoky things.
Well,
it's.
I have gust of wind if we run across smoke, but those banshees, or no, but not banshees, the poltergeists. Those messed us up previously, and
they did mess you up pretty hard.
And I can always pull off a protection from undead or a hide from undead again if we actually run across a lot of undead, but I'm more worried about the insubstantial stuff at this point that we. Although everybody has magic weapons now, at least.
Yes.
Oh,
Ooh, what is that fine brew? Hell.
Being able to see your enemies is probably also important if you're going for insubstantials. Appropriately.
Ghost. Ghost.
Technically, it's Ghost.
Ah.
It's really good.
It's
a brash beer. I should send you some.
I do have glitter dust to help make people visible, at least.
Does that actually work on incorporeal creatures?
I don't know if it works on incorporeal because they have to be coated.
Right. So I think if you're looking at incorporeal, I don't think glitter dust works.
Yeah.
It just works on invisible. But if they're invisible and incorporeal...
Yeah, then we're kind of screwed. But Ghostbane Dirge makes them corporeal, right?
Ghostbane Dirge, I think...
So Ghostbane Dirge is the target coalesces into a semi-physical form for a short period of time. While subject to the spell, the incorporeal creature takes half damage, 50%, from non-magical attack forms, and full damage from magic, weapons, spells, spell-like effects, and supernatural effects.
Right. They also got a save and spell resistance is in effect.
Yes. The range is, well, I guess it changes for mass Ghostbane Dirge.
At least now we all have magic weapons, so we can actually potentially hit them half the time.
So, what's the plan, kiddos? Anybody doing is anyone creating anything?
Nope.
I'd like a page of the Ghostbane Dirge.
Okay. Do you mind if I do it on the cheap so that it pretty much only works for you?
That would be totally fine.
On the cheap.
Then I can do that.
On the cheap.
I would like to make a Ghostbane Dirge page of spell knowledge for my...
How long does that take you?
Let me just double check. It's a 4,000 gold piece item normally. CL 17, so
wow.
It would be a 22 to do it in one night. But if I reduce its cost by 40%, then it's still about one night anyways. But that'll.
So you're looking at making it so it's what, specific to Tatia in the sense of alignment or what?
Yeah, alignment, or I can do alignment or class. Those are an equal thing, and then
I mean, her class is never going to change, probably.
True. I'll make it Oracle and diplomacy. That's a good skill for you, right?
Yes.
Does that mean she has to roll it, or that she's got to have it?
Got to have it, I believe.
That's pretty
Yes.
easy. So only oracles with diplomacy can use this.
Yes.
I always thought
So-
this was a bit of a dodge, honestly, but go on. So I should start putting items in the world that are severely restricted, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, this +1 laser rifle can only be used by halfling cavaliers with the craft cooking skill.
And a cat allergy.
Right.
What a dick.
So let's see. Normally it would cost me 2,000 gold to do that. So minus 40%, so I'll bring it down to 1,200 gold I'll have to pay. But with the tools, I can do 4,000 a night if I make a DC 22
Jeez.
spellcraft check.
It's weird that alchemy isn't faster than it is, considering how spellcraft is.
But it's a derivative art. It's just like how alchemists can read wizard spell books and stuff. It's not.
I mean, I just picture alchemists just like bubbling shit and then making 20 potions at once.
Well, I mean, yeah, he does that on the fly for all his extracts and stuff, but if he has to make something
Yeah,
substantial
that's
that other
true.
people can use and reel, then,
Okay, make your roll. What do you need? 22?
Yeah. 23.
Oh, you were lucky. Okay, you create a spell page for Tatia.
That was rolling a 3.
That's awful. I mean, you were dangerously close to a 1, though, weren't you?
I was. But I have to fail it by at least 5 to make a cursed item.
Oh. That would make me happy.
That would be funny.
That would be fun.
So have the knowledge of Ghostbane Dirge, Tatya.
Thank you very much, my very smart and talented friend.
And I guess other than that, I'm going to greater make whole the HEV suits and do as much, warp metal, straighten out metal and clean up the down below area.
Okay, so you're trying to tidy up a little bit?
Oh, and I will also do a plant growth spell on the area because I can spontaneously cast that as out of the druid list.
Plant growth?
Yes.
On what area?
The area surrounding our new to be in.
Oh, so it's less covered in deadness and more.
Yeah.
So you're causing overgrowth then?
Are
you enrichment?
Enrichment.
This effect targets plants within a range of half a mile, raising their potential productivity over the course of the next year to 1/3 above average.
Yes, because I figure he's going to plant. He talked about planting some gardens and stuff.
Sure.
But
So you're enriching the area with your plant magic.
Yes. Well, my emulated plant magic, and since it's only a 3rd level spell, I can use my lesser rod of extend to double its
Range?
duration.
Or double its duration.
Yeah.
So its duration is instantaneous.
Oh, that's right. Its effect is for the 2 years for the year for the arrangement. Yeah, over the course of the year. Okay, never mind then. That won't work for that.
Okay, so you cast your spell, half a mile area. There's going to be good shit growing.
Yes. So hopefully most of the nasty stuff is out of here, but I can't do any good other permanent alterations until next level. Then I can make some weird shit.
Okay. Weird shit. All right, so you've got a spell page, Tatia. Did you hand that over to you?
Yes, he did, and Tatia took it and thanked him for his brilliance and kindness.
So you have a Ghostbane Dirge spell page?
I do. And Tatia takes it and she tucks it away in her bag.
Should I pay for that, or do you want to pay for that out of party funds.
You know, I was actually going to ask you what you would like to do because I feel bad. I can't make anything really to help the group and I want to contribute. And what can I do? Because you just keep, I mean, obviously I can.
You can pay for it.
I'm going to pay for it, but how do I show you how thankful I am?
Tell me you're thankful.
Goodness, I love having such a sweet android friend. Thank you.
You can talk to people for me.
I will continue to do that.
You just stand over there, do the talking. I'll be over here making things for you.
I will do that. I'm very good at talking. It's not always great stuff, but there's just lots of stuff. Lots. All right. So the funds, Tatia and Alexander continue to talk about where that's going to come from. And what do you want to do?
Did everybody record down the split of? Oh no, we probably haven't shared those out yet, I guess, either.
Share the what?
Well, out of the items we've got that I said weren't going to sell, so everybody gets the 4 concussion grenades, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I assume we have no use for the potions of bull strength because nobody really uses strength in combat.
So not particularly.
No, that was a Kesto.
I kind of use my finesse of awesomeness.
Is it only for combat?
Well, no, it's general strength, but it lasts like a minute or a couple minutes, so.
I mean, yeah, I was just... nah, whatever.
I have the spell if need be.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, if we ever needed to lift something heavy, and so that we didn't have to, like...
Resurrect a giant Etna
Yeah, we
zombie.
don't have to use evil magic to bring a giant back from the dead and, forever be cursed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't know.
I made a zombified Etna.
Ooh, story time.
There were some large batteries that I wanted that we couldn't lift, so I raised a dead Etten we killed as a zombie to carry the batteries for us, and then had her pull them in the cart back to Torch. But apparently, bringing things back from the dead in this fashion is evil because it brings negative energy into the world and it makes people creepy. So then I told her to walk herself into the torch of Torch, and she is no longer there. So I'm only allowed to do that if there's real need to make zombies. Like big loot I can't carry.
Yeah, you don't want to go down that road. Some things are better left dead.
But I've got one more scroll of that, plus I know the spell because I learned it out of Mero's spellbook. But I do know some spells you might be able to learn alchemical versions of if you want to study some of that during the time we're down.
So, Buligup would like to ask, Silas is still around, no? Is Silas still around here?
Yeah, he's busy working.
I just want to check, Buligup, I was grabbing a drink real quick, did it sound like Tatia was offering to fuck the android as a thank you? Like, I'm not the only one that heard that, right, Silas?
I'm not here to judge my mistress. I am here to guide her towards a higher purpose.
I just want to make sure that's what it sounded like, right? She was like, "How can I ever thank you?" And then like some weird, funky bass line started going off. Like you heard that.
I make no judgment on who my mistress is attracted to. Beauty is often very subjective.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I heard that correct. Apparently we're doing prostitution now.
God damn it!
I do wonder sometimes, Mr. Buligup, whether she would have bitter called to Cagliostra.
You guys all have much more interesting conversations than I do.
Everybody acts like I can't hear them. Maybe I'm just a nice person just because I am naturally charismatic. It does not mean that I want to sleep with everybody.
I mean, you were like, is there anything I can do for you?
Because I don't know.
Okay.
Oh. I could briefly make Nicodemus smarter, so we could talk to him and ask if he wants to permanently be made smarter later when I'm able to. But we could save that for later because, I can't do it yet, and we can wait to get his consent.
What are you doing?
I like this idea. Plus, I'm not sure how I feel going into a major battle, finding out that Nicodemus is like, hey, I can talk, and I don't know. Like, what if he tells me some very heavy shit? Like,
what if he sides with Silas?
What?
I mean, right now I can only make him, unless I make him a headband, I can only make him smarter temporarily. But
oh my god.
Are you going to awaken this thing?
Oh, I can't do that until at least next level. But I mean, I could do the intelligence version of Bull's strength. Owl's wisdom? No, that's wisdom. Which one? I've got all those spells. But I could raise his intelligence by 4, and then I could probably share a language with him. I mean, I can pull off anthropomorphic animal if he needs to be shape changed to talk.
Then he can wear a waistcoat.
Yes.
And just be like, "Hello, how's it going with my monocle?"
But all that's temporary at this point. I mean,
What? Just animals walking around talking? That seems very strange.
Doesn't it though?
But first, we got to teach him no kill man.
No kill man.
No. First, we must teach him. Yes, kill man.
Kill
all humans. Have you heard the good word of the Omnissiah?
So bad. What are you doing other than pissing about?
Well, Tatia is just kind of quietly thinking to herself.
Yeah, that falls into the category of pissing about.
And she pulls up her journal and her pen.
Strongly. Now it's underlined in the category of pissing about.
She just starts writing down, "Dear Desna.
Why am I pissing about?
I had a really bad day.
Oh, really? Because it seems like a good day.
All of my friends told me that they didn't like me. But my new friend likes me. And the android is always indifferent, reliably.
Reliably indifferent.
Neutral.
It's great. Reassuring. But it doesn't leave me very much hope. I wonder sometimes why you picked me. I'm very confused. I'll think about it. Maybe dream about it later.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Is this going to be a new book called Are You There, Desna? It's me, Tatia.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
I'm pretty sure she knows Desna's there.
This was a soliloquy through the fourth wall off at the corner of the stage.
Oh my goodness.
I guess somebody who's good at talking to people could ask around if there's more information about the Smokewood and...
Oh man, if only we had a super useful, charismatic character that could.
Too
sounds
bad
like
she's
nobody's
in
seen
the
from
corner
there.
all sad because everybody told her that she's a slut.
I never said such a thing.
No one said that within your earshot.
Silas understand.
No, he didn't. He was talking
Guys,
to Buligup.
Gotta have some dramatic irony. I mean, that's the sad thing. But,
Hear this.
Oh, good God. What are we doing?
I thought
So far, you've earned 0 experience.
I thought that Alexander was making things or something. I don't know.
Yes. You made a spell page.
Make sure that Zerath is comfortable, I guess.
So, Silas appears to have set her up some kind of... He seems to have bought a tent from town and has her inside of that.
Ah.
Okay. Buligup's going to go into town and go shopping for fruit, I guess, or vegetables. I don't know. They are doing whatever. I don't know what is going on. I am a fighter. I go to fight things. They are crafting. I cannot craft these things.
Tatia's gonna go see Zerath and see if she wants help decorating the new place.
Al is reading all of the literature that Alexander has provided him so he can learn more about spells and what they do and how to make spells with alchemy.
Ah.
How to turn spells into potions so he can cast spells with potions. Yeah, potions.
I mean, if we don't do something soon, I'm going to organize unions, okay?
Again.
I thought
I am
that we
going to
wanted
go
to
start
organize
organize-
the unions. Yes?
All right. That's what we're doing. We're going to organize unions.
Hold on, do you need the help making the pamphlets?
All right. Let's I go to the stoneworkers. Bonjour, stoneworkers. Let me tell you about the brilliance of collective bargaining. You see, right now your boss pits you against each other in order to pay you the lowest wage possible. But if you organize and go together, you can get higher wages. You see, his profit comes directly from the exploitation of your labor. See, the less that he pays you for your work, the more profit he gets.
Can I go behind him and show their boss the mysteries of stone shape?
So now he just needs one wizard and no workers.
Tatia casually
Do
starts
not make
handing
Buligup
little
hate
rocks
both
around
robots and
everywhere.
wizards.
Wizard. Remember the worst thing we
Alright.
could create are wizard robots.
Buligup is about to
Luckily, there's none of those.
murdering everybody.
Oh, by the way, Al, I'm an android. I should probably also take off my
Okay.
hat and reveal myself to Zerath.
That's true.
You might like that.
Okay. I gotta say, Alexander, I don't see you any different.
I mean, he
Is that
looks...
because it was
I mean,
a
I'm a rat. I
disguise?
can't be prejudiced or particularly opinionated about who people are. I mean, you're an android. That's
he,
cool. You
he
look
takes his hat off and looks quite different.
Yeah, I mean, like physically he looks different, but so Tatia. Okay, wait a minute. I get what he's saying. He's saying that he still sees Alexander for who he is, that he could wear whatever face he likes, but he appreciates him for who he is on the inside. Right?
Mostly
I mean,
nanites.
yeah, I mean, I can drink more. I can drink mutagens, and I can like make my arm super buff or make my face into whatever I want. Like I can change my appearance with magic. You do it with technology. I mean, that's kind of two sides of the same coin. So I respect you.
It's actually magic hat.
Well, I don't understand magic very well, I guess.
But do you want to learn about it? Because he knows all kinds of cool things.
Oh yeah, I've been reading through his stuff. He like pulls out a fat stack of stuff and is just like throwing it in the air. He's just like, I've been reading this and this and this and this and this and this, and there was nothing here about a magic hat.
Starts walking towards the fucking smoke tower. Probably to my death. Just so we can fucking do something.
Wow.
You know, Buligup, I think one thing that would help you would be a positive attitude.
If
Yeah.
you
Also,
are
while
so
shutting
ready
down
to
the,
get to the next day, why don't we all just go to sleep, wake up, and boom, it's tomorrow?
Sounds good. While shutting down the foundry, I'm going to try and learn everything I can
That
about androids
was
too.
me saying what to do.
Okay.
You're doing what with the foundry?
We're going
While
to
I'm
bed.
shutting it down, I'm going to try and learn everything I can about, how androids are made and stuff out of it, or,
Okay. I mean, there's stuff in there about settings and how it works and all of that stuff, so you can. And it's not that damaged. I mean, it is relatively. There's things that are just gone. They're just not there. But you get a vague idea of how it works. It's complicated, like really complicated.
Any useful details where, serial numbers are stored, or,
Serial numbers.
oh, you were made in this foundry, or,
You found your own serial number. No.
And his mind is blown.
Right. Boom.
All right, so did Tatia not really wander away? Are we all going to bed and waking up and it's tomorrow? Because that sounds great.
sounds
I
good
mean,
to
it's
me.
going to take a few days for Alexander to shut the foundry down, so you have a few days to do shopping and prep if you need to do anything, create any more items.
I think as a general team, we've decided that we're all relatively good. Or is Buligup still wanting to wander into town and look for food? He said he was hungry.
I mean, I'm not going to find.
There was nothing.
Did he just freeze or did he log out? Okay. A couple of days have passed. You do all your preparations. You're ready to leave the town of Iadenve and head to the smoke tower. Silas now has a number of tents surrounding the building site. Some for him, some for a few workers he appears to have imported in.
Workers.
Of course, he's paying them a fair wage.
I'll give him the fat sack of gold and the long list of scrolls I'd like to, get if he can manage it.
He's using local stone and local materials where possible and only importing things when he needs to.
I like it.
He started delineating the new parts of the building. He's looking at repairing the roof. He's making good headway. He seems to be in his element.
Tatia casually makes a glance towards him, tries to get him, make eye contact.
Okay. Yes, mistress. How can I help you?
She just smiles.
I will miss you, mistress. Be good, be safe, and be safe in Desna.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I bring you back a trinket?
I would accept any gift from you, mistress, that you think is beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. Okay.
Hopefully I can do you proud with this place. I do enjoy creating things.
Good. Then it seems like you're in the place you should be.
Ah, yes. The beauty of organization, of a plan coming together. It is a perfect thing.
Perfect.
All right.
Al scares over to Silas, and he goes, "Silas, do you have any parting words for me?"
Be safe, little one.
Thank you. Those are my parting words to you. Thank you. And he walks away.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay,
All right.
Anybody else going to talk to Silas?
No.
Because he's so ready to get the fuck out of here. All right.
But Buligup's already.
Drop
Oh,
the
Buligup's
wizard.
already on a
Look
fast
at the
horse,
wizard horse.
30 miles away.
He's on a horse.
No,
Yeah, he's
I'm on John Mulaney.
John Mulaney. He's found a rocket and he's just jumped on it with his sticky feet.
That's true. We still have, 3 surviving horses and 2 mules?
I believe so. I think you lost a couple to that fight that time, but yes, I believe you have horses and mules. I assume that's what you're taking with you, or are you riding? Are you leaving those here?
I mean, I could phantom steed if we don't want to risk the mules, but probably best to save spells.
Do we think the mules could be useful to Silas for some of the lifting, especially with the rucks?
He can buy more fucking horses.
I mean, he could also buy people that
Just
could.
just ride.
That's not what I just said.
I'm tired of not killing things.
Let's find him something to kill.
I am not promoting slavery, and neither is Tatia.
It's okay. There's plenty of children with nothing to do in Iadenve.
And I am definitely not supporting child labor. Fuck.
That's funny.
So, bucket.
Oh.
Let's go.
Are you taking the horses and ponies?
Yes, we're gonna take the mules because I was gonna offer them.
Because walking takes fucking forever.
Right.
For now.
So you head off into the wilderness. I assume you set off in the morning. It's about 50 miles to the Smokewood, so it'll probably take you a day and a bit to get there.
So I guess we'll tell Silas we'll be back hopefully within a week if we survive.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have any communication devices that will go that distance? I don't think so, do you?
No, well, no, because we have the time-worn communications, but they're only good for a mile.
Yeah, that's pretty awful. Well, it's better than nothing, but pretty awful.
Yeah. Although I am going to switch out on my cantrips, and I'm going to be preparing the message cantrip.
Message. Okay, that's cool. So you can send Silas messages?
No, that's only like amongst the party, really.
Oh,
I could send him out and an animal messenger occasionally if we need to.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Risky?
Yeah. Well, I mean, animal messenger is the big problem with it is you send it to a location and then it waits for somebody to pick the message off of it and it doesn't know. It doesn't really care who.
Whoever's the first to find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so you travel into the wilderness again. It is relatively green here as you pass through the wall, leaving Iadenve. It looks like several farmers glance at you as you leave and look relieved as you leave.
I'll be maintaining my I'm a human of some sort type thing and have my cloak
Right,
up.
you just look vaguely different.
Tatia smiles and waves and just passes on the good vibes.
Okay. No one waves back. You leave town and...
Tough crowd, am I right?
It's very tough. I mean, they came into Iadenve and beat up a woman, so they don't have a great reputation.
We didn't just beat up a woman. She was like sexually assaulting someone, okay?
No, she was trying to drag him off to a tavern or someplace for a good time, and it's the first woman he hasn't tried to sleep with.
That's also true.
Yeah,
And you punched her for it.
Yeah, the party started their journey into Iadenve by physically assaulting one of the residents, so they don't necessarily have the greatest of reputations here.
I should have cast it. Well, no, they've got their own druids. They've probably got plant growth all over this place.
Probably. You leave the town of Iadenve, thankfully, behind.
Woohoo.
And head off into the wastes surrounding the area. It's relatively simple to get where you're going. You can see the forest ahead of you after only half a day.
I wish I could have picked up a few good spells.
You do, however, have to cross the Dagger River from where you are. Now, Iadenve is pretty close to the Dagger River, so you can cross it here, or you can go all the way around it like you did before, around Gorham Potts and back down on the tower.
Is there a known good fording point or
Not
something
really.
here?
Nobody seems to have bothered to build bridges or fords here. So, no. And there's no ferry across it either. And there are There is the town of Marsol further north that might have a way to cross it, but you could also just go around and through Gorham Pots and around the top, which is the way you came in. It doesn't add too much, but it means you come in from the north side instead of the direct route across the river. I mean, the river's not that big. You could probably find a boat or someone with a boat around here. The problem with boating on these rivers is they're not necessarily all water. There's often other things in the water that's dangerous.
Ooh, like what? Like exciting, adventurous things that could earn us lots of XP, or like scary things that'll kill us and end everything.
Like Numenarian chemicals.
Oh, so we'll just like melt and die.
Yeah, well, so the water itself could be dangerous.
I mean, if the water, I assume the Dagger River next to Idenve is probably the cleanest.
It's clean enough. I mean, it comes up at Gorham Pots, which is basically a sulfurous, terrible area, and then it flows down from there. I mean, it's not the cleanest river in the world, but it's okay by the time it gets down to Idenve.
I could make us all breathe water if we want to cross here.
Is the current strong that we will not be able to cross, or would we be able to? But we also have horses and equipment and all of that other stuff too.
And that's including your ponies?
Yeah.
Well, water breathing, living creatures touched, divide the duration freely amongst all the creatures you touch.
There's no maximum number?
No, it's just 2 hours a level and divide amongst the number of creatures I touch.
It's not going to take you that long to cross it. It isn't that wide.
Right, and I would have 16 hours worth of time to divide amongst...
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you can get your mounts to do it.
Is it possible to floating disc across the river?
I don't know whether floating disc floats across water.
I do have that spell. There is a maximum weight limit, though. The only problem with floating disc is I can't ride it. It always just follows me.
Right. So you'd have to swim.
Unless I take the feet and get the floating disc trick. But I could... Oh, wait. Okay. How much do people weigh?
I mean,
that is not a polite question to.
It can hold 100 pounds per caster level, though.
Right. So I can hold 800 pounds. I might have to make multiple trips, but I could cast Water Walk and walk across it and ferry people and things on my floating disc as an option. If we don't find a safe fording spot. Or I could cast Fly. I don't know if will the floating disc follow me when I fly?
I guess so. There's no. It doesn't actually state that it has to stay within a certain distance off the ground, right?
It floats approximately 3 feet above the ground at all times, and must.
So it'll follow you. It will follow you. It just hover on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's ferry up, and I'll pop up floating disc and cast Fly upon myself.
So you're basically making a floating disc ferry to get everybody across the river.
Yes.
That's kind of fun.
I prepare my vial of monkey fish to actually be in my hand, so that if this goes south, I can just immediately drink it with my chugging.
Right, that's fair. Monkey fish is a great spell.
I think it's called accelerated drinker, but I'm just gonna call it my chugging spell. My chugging.
Oh, just the ability to drink real fast.
Oh yeah, it counts as my move. Like I just like chug it as long as it's ready in my hand.
It's where you put the vial and you just suck.
Monkey fish. Yeah. It's like on my lips, like instant monkey fish. You know, if I start to drown,
Monkey fish. Monkey fish is a great spell. Okay, so actually you probably do reasonably well. You can keep the horses pretty calm if you take them one or two at a time, but you've got plenty of time to do this. The river isn't that wide, and if you're flying, the disc moves reasonably quickly. So you get over, drop people, go back, ferry people over, go back. It takes maybe 10 or so trips to get everything over.
Okay, now we have a wolf, a sheep, and a bale of hay. In what order do we need to take them across?
Oh, I wanted the scorpion and the frog.
The scorpion and the frog. That's funny. A sheep, a wolf, and a bale of hay.
So we are now across to the other side.
Okay, you
Just
are
in case
across
Lars is following us.
Other side.
Hooray!
Okay, you head off into the wilderness and you head towards the Smokewood.
Oh,
The
I
day-
probably could have also dimension doored across it, but this is a better creative solution.
Right? You should just gate across stuff like this. You're a goddamn wizard. Gate. Pull out the big dogs.
I don't have gate yet.
No, I didn't think you did. It's like a really high level spell is gate. And it's true. You're pulling out the big dogs when you're like gate, and the exit's literally like 30 feet away.
I didn't feel like climbing up 10 feet. I mean,
That's right. Gate.
down to breakfast in the inn.
That's right. Gate. Just a permanent, it's like mystical door between your room and the common room. All right, you head towards the Smokewood. The kind of plains of the area you're in give way pretty quickly to, I mean, after a day or so, to relatively dense woodland, like really dense. It closes in pretty quickly as you approach the Smokewood.
Don't worry, Al. Buligup's really good at spotting danger and wilderness survival.
Danger? You probably end up getting to the edge of the Smokewood on the end of your first day. You probably want to camp there. There's very dense forest ahead of you. It may be difficult to take the horses through. It is really overgrown. It is thick with undergrowth and tangled.
Is everybody good with the rope trick I've been doing for us to have a place to sleep? I also do have Tiny Hut available as a spell.
Sure.
I'm fine either way. I mean, I only need to sleep for about 2 hours, so it is not a big deal.
You see ahead of you plumes of dark smoke visible piling into the air in the middle of the forest.
Like industrial smoke, or?
I mean, yeah, very black, dense smoke. Just, yeah, something's giving off masses of greasy, nasty smoke.
Alrighty.
I'm back.
Is there a certain smell to the air? Does it smell like any? Can we start to smell anything from the smoke?
There is a sense of kind of burnt, greasy, cloying kind of. Yeah, you can kind of see it vaguely kind of drifting around inside among the trees. The whole forest seems to be kind of covered in this stuff.
Can I use my rat sense of smell and alchemy to make a perception check to see if I can find anything helpful or like intuitive?
Oh, that's what I forgot to prepare a bunch of mnemonic siphons while we were at the end.
I thought it would do things. Just a second. I'm clicking on my character sheet and it doesn't seem to be rolling.
That sucks. Are you clicking the perception-y skill?
Yes. Roll perception.
I'm looking now. Let's see here.
I'll refresh it.
Hang on, I'm going. Perception. Boof.
Did it roll?
Yep.
Hey,
There it is.
rolled for me. Odd.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, now
You smell deeply, and there is an acrid smell. It's chemical. It's not natural. It's very strange. It smells off, artificial almost, but it's also everywhere in the woods. It's not very strong here, but you suspect as you get closer to that tower, it's going to get really nasty.
Can I fire detect magic and spin about just see if there's any there's any magical auras in this?
Okay. You spin about with the detect magic. The woods themselves are not necessarily magical. There's a vague aura of magic just kind of permeating the wood. I suspect it's probably whatever's rolling through this mist that's coming out of the tower.
I definitely think we know the smoke wizard's tower.
Right? He's making wizard smoke. Oh, there's your roll.
Yep, I just had to refresh my character sheet. Okay.
Good job he took mine.
Yeah.
All right, what's the plan? You're going to rest on the edge of the smoke wood?
Yes. Oh, that's
I
right.
think it is better that we rest outside of it than try to rest inside of it.
Mm-hmm. You're already on the edge, so...
Yeah, I don't know what prolonged exposure to this foul smell is going to do to us, so we should probably take it easy until we get in closer and do what we got to do.
That is probably wise. Oh, I forgot. I was thinking I was going to cast that stupid armor spell on everybody's armor. Oh, never mind.
Stupid armor spell.
Okay. Now.
Who's watching?
Who gets first watch? All right. Paper, rock, scissors. 1, 2, 3. Nose goes.
Hey, Hal.
Mm.
I'm gonna log off real quick and reset my router because it's acting stupid.
Okay, no worries. It's too much pornography, Nicholas.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
No such thing.
Oh, that is the perfect face that just froze there. He's gonna love that. Let me just get the snipping tool open. Hold on. Snipping tool. Here we go.
That's fun.
New. I'm just gonna do this.
The capitalists are cutting knit signals.
What?
It says it's the capitalists. They're cutting his signal.
Oh, it's the capitalists. Always the capitalists. Oh, I don't have Discord open, otherwise I'd have posted him there. I'll post him later.
So, Buligup and I don't need to sleep much. Well, I don't sleep, but
There, I posted him
excellent.
to our chat, just so everyone has a great picture for poster. We should all just change our profile pictures.
The not stoned at all picture.
You approach the entrance to the wizard's smoke purveyor's residence. You immediately notice an emerald embossed leaf engraved on a heavy wooden door. The leaf with 7 leaves sprouted upwards from a thin stem. The air smells vaguely sweet. I mean, that's where you're heading, right? You're heading to the smoke wizard.
We've come for you, Snoop Dogg.
Bring it on.
That's right. How dare you steal our robot lady person, maybe?
Android.
Right?
If I just want to feel happy, I just gotta look at Nick's face.
That's what does it for you. Okay.
What the fuck? You know what? If we've learned anything in tonight's episodes, it's that everything does it for Tatia.
Apparently.
didn't even know that.
She's having a coming of age. So,
So 4 of us, do we just want to take a watch each, or?
Sure, I'll go first.
Or if you all feel, like you're more competent watching than me, I'm more than happy to just rest and study.
because sleep is important.
Well, more the study, because...
I'm going to say you don't really sleep, do you?
No. And I don't do fatigue.
Super nice.
So then why would you watch?
The night passes uneventfully, and you awaken on the edge of the smoke wood.
Tatia starts to open her eyes and rub them, look around to see, is it still dark outside?
I mean, no, the sun's probably just coming up.
So there's maybe she's listening for a bird. She doesn't hear any, so she puts them in her head.
All the birds probably left this place because of the smoke.
No whispered dreams from Desna overnight or anything?
I mean, she didn't ask for any.
That's true.
Al is already awake making bombs, making his daily bombs for the day. He's like, bombs.
Going against a wizard, do I want to change up my prepared spells at all?
Do you?
Did anybody die while I was away?
No, but we all changed our Facebook profile pictures to the clip that I took of yours.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
My camera's doing the thing again where it keeps zooming in on my face and then zooming back out.
things used to do that.
I turned off that feature.
Face tracking. It was really weird. It was good because he had a horrible tendency of like edging off camera, and it would try to follow him, which was kind of nice. But he's turned that off, so.
I gotta fix that.
I like that horny skull behind you. Have you been tidying your boxes up?
Yeah, and I'm actually trying to get rid of some of the stuff, but I've got that's actually my Viking helmet on top of a mask.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
What mask is it? Is it like a llama head?
A sec.
You just want to see his butt.
God damn it. I'm never safe, am I?
No, never. So, it's the morning. You breakfast, you get ready.
Wait,
Oh, no.
we gotta look at thing. Bang a door.
No. Is it a werewolf? Is it a swearwolf?
It's werewolf!
Is that a werewolf mask? Is that a werewolf?
Maybe.
It's no. Oh yeah, I think it is. It's a werewolf. It's a swearwolf, motherfucker.
Which, by the way, I have not finished that movie yet. I'm 40 minutes away from the end. That's when my plane landed.
It is so fucking funny.
Oh
It's
my
a
god,
great
I was
movie.
dying when he was talking about like the unfucked sandwich.
It makes sense, though.
It was just, apparently it was loud enough that Evan could hear me a couple rows up on the plane.
It's great.
It's amazing.
It was so good. Yeah, it's fantastic.
You have to watch the movie before the series.
Yeah,
I only saw the pilot of the show, so I haven't gotten very far. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
It's later in the series where it links back to the movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's pretty great.
Yeah, all the characters are great in the series, though.
Yeah, the characters are amazing. And it's funny, and the movie's hilarious. We're supposed to be making a second one about the werewolves, but I don't think that's actually come to fruition.
Well, they made the police one, right? Whatever, Wellington Supernatural.
Yeah, that's right. Wellington Supernatural. It's fucking funny.
So we wake up in the morning.
You do, and you're on the edge of the smoke wood.
I will cast Mage Armor upon myself and the cat.
Oh, the cat.
Please.
That's my normal routine lately.
Is he not wearing armor yet?
We never got him.
I'm going to say he has the feet to wear armor, and you've never bought him any.
No, we did have some armor from the mutant orcs, but I wasn't sure if there'd be people to actually change that up to.
I mean, these people probably work leather all the time.
So he's got an amulet of natural armor, leather barding.
He has leather barding?
Yes.
Oh,
you got him barding. Okay, cool.
You must have bought him barding. So then you may not need to cast mage armor on him.
Oh, excellent. Should I not be preparing that spell, or should I save that in case we need to mage up against... Yeah, no.
Mage up.
I will reclaim that spell going forward.
Mage up. Oh, it's really nice that almost everyone's in my time zone right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah, everybody but Thing right now.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Welcome to Houston.
Yeah, I was like across the street from your house earlier.
Were you? What did you say hi?
No. Well, see, I thought about it, but I thought it would just be more fun if I like sat at the end of the street in my car and I just kind of put my seat back and turned the engine off and just kind of watched from a distance.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
Yeah. I mean, I did it until the police officer came up and knocked on the window and told me I needed to move.
So you weren't actually nearby.
Oh, I call bullshit. There was nobody cops like, I'm gonna go hassle that cute little white girl. I'm sure there were minorities around for him to oppress.
No, Nick. This is Pearland.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pearland.
There were no minorities.
I'm used to living in the city. My mistake.
Yeah, I live in the suburbs, and I'm sorry for that.
Hey, I'm not sorry for living in the suburbs. It's cheap and it's quiet.
It's cheaper, and it absolutely is quiet.
I have no problem with that.
Like a bad prostitute, it's cheap and it's quiet.
Does anybody have feelings of what types of foes we might be facing today? Besides the smoke wizard.
Smoke wizard.
That would probably have been a good question to ask your god, no? While you are sleeping, you can ask the weird shit to eat. Right? Is that how that works? I don't understand how you talk to Tatia. Right?
Yeah. Yes, that is true.
Your god tells you the future or something like that, no?
It's very limited. I can ask questions that I could get more or less a yes or a meh, and that's about it. So I mean, I couldn't ask her for very specifics about like, hey, how many people will we be battling today, and what sort of odds will we be facing? But I could ask her if we should possibly be prepared with a certain skill set, and she may be able to relay that information to us.
So maybe you should have been doing that last night?
You could also shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, my glaive is sharp and ready to go, so okay.
Okay.
Cool. Well, Alexander was asking what we might be fighting today. I assumed your fortune-telling god might tell us.
Yes, but you also said that right now, like this morning, not last night. If you want to pip me for favors.
I mean, we know he's a wizard that used to be with the Technic League, so probably weird technological and magical crap, but I don't know if there's going to be things that I need to flesh curdle against, or...
Yeah, quite frankly, he sounds like a pussy.
Flesh curdle.
All right, I will go with mostly my normal selection. All right, on to the wizard's tower, I guess, unless we run across something random in between.
Unless Bits and Crits has another 10,000.
Don't tease him. Don't tease him. Don't tempt him. Okay, you head into the smokewood.
Yes.
It's going to be difficult to take your horses in here. It's really dense unless you've got some way of bypassing all of the foliage and undergrowth and trees and vines and terribleness.
Now, could I just chop through it very strongly because I have an adamantine glaive?
I mean, you can, but it's going to be hard work to be cutting this all day long.
I thought they would just cut through it like a hot knife through the butter.
I mean, it would, but you're still going to swing it and swing it and swing it.
Will you use the momentum of the glaive to carry it in like a sweeping pattern?
Okay, what I'm hearing is you are.
Is that doable or no?
I mean, you can definitely cut your way through if you want to take your horses in here. Absolutely, you can.
Well, it's not a good place to safely keep the horses out here that I can see either.
No, there's absolutely not.
Do we want to put them in the tiny hut and they just never see them again?
Mm-hmm.
Or can we put them in the hole? How long will they survive in the hole?
20 minutes before they run out of air.
Not long.
Oh, that is not very long. I don't know how that thing works.
Let's see. I can't defoliate the whole forest, so that's out.
Al, can you perhaps make some a bomb with that is filled with the Agent Orange or something and just throw it in there?
I mean, I can make smoke. That's kind of not the problem here. I can make stinky bombs and smoke bombs and electric bombs.
I have a question.
And just
I heard
if you need me to, I can clear some foliage. I could blow a hole in the forest to get us to the tower if we.
We're looking at like half a mile of forest we need to cover, or 2 miles, or.
It seems quite a way ahead. It's probably going to take you at least half the day to get towards the tower.
Of course, because you never approach a creepy wizard's tower or a vampire's lair at dawn.
But yeah, it's the morning. There's the lair. No, that never happens. It's going to be hard work getting through this forest. It's just very dense.
Fine. I mean, I guess all we can do is tie up their horses and hope that they are not mutilated by some sort of wandering murder ball. By the time
that is always an option. Let's give it like a 2% chance that a random murder ball will do that.
Why not? We had was an ogre that ate one of our horses, and
I believe it was an ogre. Yes.
I mean, I could put up a tiny hut here for 16 hours.
I mean, you could just put up a hut and put your horses in that.
Then that's okay. I guess we start making a hut.
Well, he can make a spell for it.
Nope, too late. We are already building a hut.
Gilligan's Island it is.
That's funny. Okay, are you using the hut?
I mean, will 16 hours be enough for us to get to the tower and back and reasonable amount of exploring in the tower?
You don't know. What happens if the hut vanishes? They're just left in the open.
Yeah.
So just tie them to a stick in the floor of the hut, then they'll be fine.
Okay.
At least they'll have a hut to start with when the murder balls come.
I mean, it's called a hut, but it's a opaque sphere.
Yeah, right. It just surrounds them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wait, is the hut? Never mind. No, can't do the hut.
Why?
Because if I leave the hut, the spell ends.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Well, then that is probably not the ideal choice to use. Unless we carry the hut with us.
Alexander's like, I'll stay with the horses.
Always an option. I could do this. Although, I really want the wizard's spell books. Especially because I know he's got teleport.
He does seem to have teleport.
Or head
Then
teleport.
I guess you have to come with us.
All right.
Okay, humans.
Fine!
I'll do my job.
Yeah, I don't really have a good way of dealing with animals. Interesting. I have a gap.
Sad.
Just tie them down. I mean, if they will probably be okay. I mean, I don't think that we are burning daylight, and I don't think that we want to come up on this thing at night.
All right, I will tether Artax to a tree.
Artax.
Look, what is the worst
Is
that
that
could
quicksand
happen?
over there?
Your horse will be fine in this dark, swampy woods. What's the worst that could happen?
Chat suggests that animals are just as susceptible to fireballs as humans.
Well, that's true, but last time I suggested turning the dead animals into rations, Silas looked. Oh, he's not.
Yeah. Well, he likes animals.
Well, yeah, but they're already dead. I just was proposing we didn't waste them.
Right? I mean, you need to start getting some of those figurines of wondrous power to ride around on. Then then you can just be like, poof, and they turn into like a pocket-sized creature.
Or a magic carpet.
Or a magic carpet. But no, I'm never giving you a magic carpet because all Nick will sing is that goddamn song from Aladdin all the time.
And they get expensive.
Yeah, they do.
All right.
I can show you the way.
That was super creepy.
Unexpected.
That was so creepy.
I show you the world. When did you last let your heart decide?
A whole new world! A new fantastic point of view!
Okay,
No
all right.
one
Yeah.
tell
This is
us
exactly
now.
why he's never getting a magic carpet.
Okay, what if
Point made.
instead what if instead I sing Magic Carpet Ride by
No,
Steppenwolf?
that's still
Steppenwolf.
not working. No magic carpets. There's just no magic carpet.
Dun, dun,
The
dun,
party is
dun,
never
dun,
getting a
dun,
magic
dun,
carpet.
dun.
Never ever.
I like to dream, yeah. And okay, so yes, we will just tie up the animals and begin to forge our way through. I would like to. I mean, I know we are not going to hack a clear-cut pathway through it as easily, but I do want to kind of at least hack anything that is kind of in the way, right? Like,
Yeah, that's fine. I
Back to
assume
planet.
you'll trailblaze a little bit through this because there are no tracks here. If anybody wants to make me any kind of survival-y type check to see if what's going on.
Not my forte.
Yeah. Buligup, figure out surviving.
27 from Buligup. It's definitely his forte. Buligup looks around. It looks like there's no real animals pass through here. There's nobody pass. It's like a trackless forest. You assume the smoke and the kind of vaguely acrid chemical smell that's here is keeping animals from coming inside. So it literally has no tracks, not even any deer tracks or small animal paths that you could follow.
that is not ideal.
No,
we are
it's
being quite honest.
definitely not.
Most places in this world have some sort of ecosystem, and this does not have one. So,
Life energy.
like I have lived in apartments with more things crawling around in it than are in this forest right now.
I mean,
just
that's bad. It's like the movie Fern Gully if the bad guy won.
So you're saying our horses are likely safe from things trying to eat them?
Except for Black Death.
Except for maybe whatever ate. If something ate everything in here, then we might have a problem.
Do we want to go straight to the tower, or like circle the tower and look for, hidden entrances and all that stuff?
I mean, we can take a quick look around, but I think that we're going to be probably spotted on our way up. I mean, I don't know how sneaky we can be. Is the entire tower surrounded by brush, or is it kind of in a clearing?
No idea. You're nowhere near it. You're about half a day's travel away at this point.
Okay, I didn't know if we had maybe seen it from far away, like on a higher elevation point, if we knew what we were.
No, not really. You could kind of see the smoke billowing out of it, but not really the tower itself from here.
All right, let us forge on through the woods towards the tower. I mean,
okay. Break trail through the forest.
Yet, so.
There is literally not much life here at all. You see the occasional beetle kind of scurrying around, but other than that, there's not much in this forest.
Paul, Ringo, or George?
Yes. Yes, it's Ringo. It's always Ringo.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
And here's
the best one.
And here we are without Wit to do her Ringo voice.
Oh.
You trailblaze through the forest after maybe 2 or 3 hours of kind of hacking through. It's tiring and hard work. You can make me a survival check. Buligup, I guess, because you're the survival dude. 27 again. You notice that off to the side of you, just a little ways, there appears to be a trail through the forest.
Oh.
Not like a well-tracked trail, but like something large passed through here and stomped down the undergrowth.
I'd like it known that Alexander has excellent survival skills, just not for this situation.
Companions, it looked like something large has been through this area, making its way to the tower. On the one hand, we can take it out. It will probably be here on us. But on the other hand, something very large has walked this way, and I do not know if it will walk this way again.
So, with a 27 in survival, it looks like a number, quite a reasonable number of large creatures with booted feet walked through this forest.
So, like,
large. Is there anything I cannot tell, like what kind of boots they are or anything, or
not really? You can just tell that they were wearing footwear of some kind as they headed through the forest.
Weight
large
is large. Okay, yes,
like giant Etten size, or
large, 10 feet at least.
So something very large has been this way.
No, some things. There's definitely more than one. Maybe four or five potentially.
Oh, something and its friends.
They did not walk single file to hide their numbers.
Hide their numbers.
I mean, maybe they did, but no, you're a better tracker than that. You figured it out.
It's from all my
the tracks are just
the
tracks are just too deep. Clearly, they were walking in single file to hide their numbers, so there was clearly more than one of them.
Should we follow the tracks because that's easier than going through the woods? And
I mean, it is walking through following this trail would absolutely be easy. Much easier than having to hack your way through the woods themselves.
Were
And
you
it just seemed-
intentionally making a Star Wars joke just now?
Which one of us?
Absolutely.
References.
They walk in
Absolutely.
single files to hide their numbers.
Of course we were.
Yay!
Yep.
Okay.
Nerdgasm.
So yes, it would. They seem to be heading roughly towards the tower, so it would make sense if you wanted to make an easy route to follow this path. But you don't have to.
I think we should.
We have fought ogres and stuff before, pretty
I think
handily.
main concern is that they will most likely be watching that. I mean, if y'all think we should head down it, I mean, just need to be very aware and be on the lookout for any spies and any guards that we may see.
Yeah.
All right.
You head down the path. Yes.
What?
We-
Yes.
Yes.
You head down the path. It is much easier going following this. Whatever walked this way was just like pushing small trees aside, cracking just walking through this forest like it wasn't even there. Like it was like knee-high grass. You follow the path. It is well trodden.
So Tatia, while we're walking around, she's just trying to observe and
That's it.
see if there's anything out of the ordinary she might be able to notice that might be helpful in, I don't know, learning more about these creatures.
Okay. There's not much to go on, honestly, other than that they've got boots, which isn't
Okay.
much to go on at all. So, yeah, you haven't really encountered much like this before, so...
I mean, we killed a net and some ogres.
You did kill a Petman and
Adventure.
Smogers. I mean, yeah, it's difficult to tell what they are, though, from just boot tracks.
Right. Large, they wear clothes, so they have some moderate level of intelligence.
Is
Mhm.
there like maybe pieces of clothing or
You
a
could
dropped?
You can make me a perception check.
Okay. Oops! I didn't click my toe down.
You don't have to for
7.
perception.
Perception.
And for
A
perception.
7.
Oh, that's-
Tatia. You rolled a
Huh?
you rolled a
That's a
1.
critical
That's
fail.
beautiful.
Wow, that's terrible.
Don't need to click. Okay.
Critical fail.
It's pretty terrible. A 13 from
Only one did.
Buligup. Also quite terrible.
But Alexander got a 3, so like,
And so did Al.
And so did Al.
whoa!
30s. That's all crazy.
So our perceptive members, we'll call them the
The
owls.
smart team.
Right.
Smart team.
Team
Yeah, team math. Team STEM.
intelligence. That's right. Stay in school, kids.
But also kindness. I mean, and positive attitude and good work
That's
ethic.
All those things.
All those things. So we're looking down the trail. What do we see? Are we able to get a sense of how far
you
behind
actually
these things?
hear before you see the sounds of 2 voices arguing up ahead.
Oh.
They seem like very gravelly and gruff voices, and they seem to be pretty intensely involved in their discussion.
Can we make out words or language?
I don't know whether you could understand this language. Let me check. Who's the likely people to understand the language? Alexander, probably?
I know a number of languages. I know Common, Orc, Undercommon, Goblin, and Draconic.
Okay.
But
What does Alexander know? What does Tatia know? What does Buligup know?
Let's see. Common, Androphan, Hellet, Elven, Draconic, Celestial, Orc, Varisian, Aklo, Kasatha, and
every-
Igvin.
Goddamn, like you're as bad as Silas. Did Nick freeze? No, he's still there.
No. Are they speaking grippli?
No. Is that the only language you
Then
know?
And common.
hey, so question: Does Al recognize the language from my list of languages?
You
do I
don't.
recognize it? Okay, so I tug on Alexander's robe and go, "Hey, I can't understand what they're saying right now. If you don't know the language, I do have a potion that helps me understand languages.
Like
so
comprehend languages.
if we need to, I can
Hang
pop
on.
that.
Tatia, what languages do you have?
Common and Sylvan.
Okay, so no one understands this language.
Should I pop my comprehend languages? Yep, I guess I'm gonna do
All
it.
right.
All right. Look.
Okay.
I drink comprehend
drink.
languages, so I'm gonna pop that in there.
Okay. You drink your potion and you understand a spoken language of the creatures that you're listening to. I can't believe you've read away. It was horrible. I had to crawl out of there. The thing nearly killed me. It was your own fault. Thought you were dead. It seems like they're arguing about something that's happened.
Something pop them.
We still need to go. We still
read
need
that.
to go back and get it. You know, we need them things. Right. Yeah. I don't fancy it though with the boss gone. No, I don't fancy it either. But we need to do it. What else are we gonna do with the boss gone?
All right, team. Their boss is gone. They are going to be turning back around, so we should keep an eye out and probably pop into the side of the woods and get the drop on them when they come back. When they double back to go back for whatever they're going back
So
for.
the plan is to murder them.
Oh no! Just drop in on them. I didn't say murder them. Wow, you really put that word in my mouth.
Oh, sorry. That's usually what get the drop on them means in our context, I think.
No, just surprise. Reach for the skies. You know, pop up
Your
behind
money
them.
or your life.
Your money or your life. Except not money. Tell us what
Money
we want
and
now.
your life.
Right.
Your money and your life.
So
right?
you think they're maybe 60, 70 feet away through the trees.
Shall we approach stealthily, or do you want to lay wait here?
I believe he said they were going to be heading back, so maybe we should. It would be better suited for us to hide and wait for them to pass us.
Are these tracks fresh enough that this is probably the way they came from, or might they be going back a different place?
So Buligup realizes all the tracks here are going in the same direction. So if they went somewhere and then came back, they would have been going in both directions.
Okay.
Unless they did something elsewhere in the woods and you joined the path after they came this way from it.
Right. It could fork up ahead or something.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a path, right? They're making it because whatever they are, they're big enough to just walk through the forest.
I think we would probably be best
So
suited hiding.
what I would like to do, rather than have us waste any time, let me see how long this potion lasts for. What's the duration? 10 minutes per level, 80 minutes. All right, so guys, rather than just kind of sit here, we don't want them to keep going and then double back later. Let's just keep following them. Are they moving towards the tower? Is this heading
Yeah,
towards
it's
the tower?
vaguely in the direction of the tower, but they're not moving at the moment.
All right, let's keep following along on them. And when I can understand what they're saying when they come up to the point that they say, "Oh, it's time to go back and go get our thing now," then we can pop into the woods and hide. 'Cause otherwise, we're just going to be sitting there doing nothing until they decide to turn
They
around.
are not they
This way,
they are
it's also
not
making
currently
progress toward-
moving.
Oh.
Or do we want to approach while they're stationary so we can get the surprise and drop on them there?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, you walk down the path and maybe 30, 40 feet ahead you can see what looks like a clearing in the woods that's been stomped flat by large feet. It looks like there's a fire here and looks like the camp's been set up for a little while. In the middle of the clearing, there are two hill giants, and they are having a heated discussion in Giant about two hill giants.
Looks like their campsite's been here a while. From what you can see. It's like tucked in on the side, and ahead it looks like a stomped path continues into the woods on the opposite side. What are you doing? They haven't seemed to have noticed you yet. One of them is kind of pointing and poking into the chest of the other and yelling. Al understands it's like, well, your fault the boss got killed. You should have been watching. You should have been watching. You'd be better off with the others. Now it's just you and me. And I don't really like you.
Wonder.
There seems to be some tension in this relationship. You don't need to speak giant to know, or whatever they're talking to see that tension. But apparently their boss got killed. We don't know. I don't know who they work for, whether they're heading to the tower or returning to the tower, but seem to be very unhappy about being separated from an even larger group. I mean that by their numbers, not
Unless
by
their boss was Firkus.
I don't know.
Do
Unfortunately, I can understand them. I'm not going to be able to speak giant, so.
Do you think it's likely that they will fight each other and then we pick the scrappings?
They seem they're not at the point of fighting. They're at the point of heavy debate.
Yeah.
What is the play here? Parlay or kill or?
Well, just thinking here, like we can't communicate to them. I mean, I think we may alarm them and get into a fight, and then have to kill them if we sneak up on them.
Now, just because we do not speak their language does not mean that they do not speak ours. It is, of course, got common for a reason. I mean, I think that we should try to talk to them, and I mean, we don't want to just go and try to murder somebody. That is obviously quite wrong to do.
Well, my concerns, we don't have to engage them. I mean, if we've just kind of been walking in their footsteps towards the tower and made better time, we could just kind of cut over and move towards the tower and let them do whatever they're going to do.
Personally, I'm interested in staying hidden and eavesdropping.
Yeah, we can wait. I have another like 60 minutes left on my potion, so we can just kind of hang out for a little bit until we decide what to do.
So comprehend languages doesn't actually let you speak the language, does it?
No, you understand it. You can't write or speak it. You can just understand it. Yeah. So
Right, you need tongues for.
If we go in there and try to talk to them and they can't understand us, we're totally screwed, and we're probably gonna have to either fight or run away. Versus we can keep listening for context and what they're gonna do and then act around it.
You continue to listen, and they argue for maybe another 20 minutes before eventually one of them says, "All right, it's your turn to cook tonight." And they seem to break off from their discussion and just begin normal camp duties.
All right. Well, that was a whole lot of nothing. I don't think we really need to engage them. I mean, I think we can probably just go around them.
So the path continues ahead of them through the woods that they've clearly stomped. So whatever they've come back from was obviously on the other side of there.
And how wide is this clearing that they have made?
Oh, the clearing's huge. It's 150 feet around. They just stomped it flat. And you're looking at it while you're waiting. It actually has three large lean-tos constructed of like logs and trees that have just been torn up out of the ground.
Maybe they know our way inside the tower.
Could be. I mean, I could, if we do want to parlay or take one a prisoner, I could do the share languages trick on them.
I mean, do we want to try to sneak around this entire clearing and then try to sneak? You know, we have to cut around like 500 feet and hope that they don't hear us moving through the bush.
Stealth is not my strong suit, but we could probably take 2 giants, but
I mean, I'm not afraid of them, but I understand if you do not want to get into unnecessary conflict. I'm not necessarily for it either, but I would rather, approach them head on than they get the, how you said, the drop on us later.
oh, one of you could go try to speak to them and see if they're peaceful and can understand common, and then we could pelt them with nasty stuff if they attack you.
I mean, everybody seems to like Tatia, no?
Yes.
Do you want maybe her and I to go in there and see if we can talk to them? At least so that she has some backup if they choose to attack. She's not all on her own.
I mean, I could do it. I am small and non-threatening, and I can make myself even smaller if they try to squish me. I'll just drink my small potion and run away.
All right.
Does that make your steps smaller too?
And that doesn't give away our numbers. I'll give y'all a signal. I'll jump up and down and go, "Hey guys, they're friendly!" If they're friendly.
And you'll scream horribly and disappear down their mouths if they're not.
Yeah, basically.
Well, it sounds like either way we win then.
So what's the plan?
So I'm Al is going to let the others get to the clearing where the giants are in their camp, and have everyone kind of wait in the wood, and he's going to walk through the clearing up to the giants.
Okay.
And I am.
Excuse me.
Just you.
No, I am.
Well, they're going to be. They're going to be where they can see me. I mean, how deep are the giants in the clearing? Are they near the middle of it, or?
I mean, they're basically in the middle. They're doing like, hey, I get a +3 bonus. Thank you, not Jim.
Oh.
Hang on. Can I counteract that with my own +3 bonus?
Doesn't work. Yeah, they're basically in the middle of the clearing. One of them is cooking something, and the other one is just kind of wandering about, tidying up stuff a bit.
And what range would you say this clearing is? Is it, hundreds of feet across?
It's about 150 feet across.
Okay.
Okay, let me take a look real quick and see if there's anything else I want to ready besides my reduced person potion.
So
I got a
nobody
shield.
seems to notice you yet until you shout up, "Hello there." And then they turn to you.
Cool. Hello there. Can you understand me?
What do you want?
Oh, you speak common?
No, he's speaking giant.
Wait. You're hurting my brain a little bit. Can you understand me?
What do you want?
Hi. Are y'all near the tower? Are y'all coming to see the tower too?
What do you want?
Maybe try some different languages that he might know.
Wanna say hi? I'm Al. What's your name?
What do you want?
How about directions?
Squeak.
Steve, there's a rat man here, and I don't know what he's talking about. Huh? Oh, I'm coming. The other one kind of wanders over and looks down at you.
Steve, the smart one.
I point to the tower. I point to the tower and go, danger or home?
What do you want?
Be a dinosaur.
Right.
I want to go to the tower. Want tower.
Wanna the smoke place?
Yes, I like very eagerly up and down. Yes.
We don't
Dave?
go there. We came
Oh.
We came here to fight a metal giant and take his stuff.
Oh.
Buligup's ears kind of perk up as he hears.
You can't
I don't.
understand
Sorry.
giant.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
You just see them not
feel
smack
it.
His-
I
yeah.
feel it in my bones. If
It's like
someone
a
wants to
Spidey
fight a
tingle.
robot.
So you
Metal guy, bad. Metal, bad.
What the fuck is going on?
They look at each other. Frank, I've no idea what he's talking about.
You're going to draw circles in the sand and use linguistics.
Hang on, maybe, yeah. What do you think? Yeah, maybe, yeah, okay. Oh, you look very strong and brave.
Thanks. You too.
Yeah, maybe if you go and deal with the metal giant down that path there, we'll give you some rewards because you're strong and brave.
Can you be more specific?
Well, go that way.
Wait, they can understand him?
No, they can't. And deal with the metal giant, and we'll give you some things.
Good things? Things?
Frank, you ain't understanding a word we say here. He's stupid. He's stupid. Who doesn't speak giant? I mean, come on.
So let me ask this. So I'm not going to be able to speak it, but can I at least understand what the last word is so that I can repeat things? Like, can I at least repeat the last word they're saying, even if I'm not speaking it?
Yes.
Like to try to learn it?
Yeah, kind of. Because I mean, if he's saying we will give you things, and I can reflect on that and go things, see if they'll be more specific.
So, so you're working like a psychoanalyst, just randomly just passing back the question over and over.
Well, I just want to know what things, because I can understand that they mean things, but I'm like, things?
Steve here has a magic sword, and he'll give it to you if you deal with the metal giant and we get his stuff.
Sure, I have a big smile, and I put 2 thumbs up and go, cool, metal giant, yes, that
He's
way.
down the path there, and he's pretty dangerous. So you should be careful, but you should be fine. You look like a tough one.
Okay, I can't help but think you're being a little sarcastic, but that's okay. I think I can do this. Sword or metal guy, you don't go to tower, so you are not with tower guy.
Steve, I've no idea what he's talking about, but I think he's gonna do it. Yeah, Frank, I think he's gonna do it. Yeah. It's good. All right, I'm gonna go back to cooking. All right.
Thank
Good
you. I
luck,
wave,
little man.
Thanks, you too, big man.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna go cook something. Maybe when you're done with this, we can feed you or cook you.
For me? Cook for me?
He just turns around and starts stirring whatever's in the pot.
You know
No,
they
Stu.
expect us to die, right? I just want you to understand this. They expect us to die.
Well, I don't know that you can understand what they were saying.
Oh, I understood enough. Well, you were talking.
So I skitter. I kind of saunter back over to the rest of the group, like, okay, guys, you can come out
Do
now.
you saunter? Does your character saunter?
Kind of pops right back over. Okay, guys. So they couldn't understand me very well, but what I was able to gather is that they don't go to the tower, so they don't seem to be minions of the Shadow Wizard. They don't like the tower. They don't go there. There's some kind of giant metal nemesis that they don't like, and it killed their boss, and they want me to deal with it. I think they were being a little sarcastic.
They expect us to die.
But they said there's a magic sword if we kill a giant robot, which seems very straightforward to me. And if they double cross us, we can kill them and get a magic sword.
I mean, in fairness,
Which sounds something that Buligup. I think Alexander could probably determine how good that sword is, and if it's good, Buligup could use it.
I don't know. Buligup's mostly a glaive guy, but I can check.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it's a magical item that we can like break down, and I can turn it into something cool.
Or sell it.
Or sell it for money.
Money is.
look, you're not going to get any objection from me on the matter of murdering robots. So,
Well, let's see what they mean by giant metal creature man thing, whatever.
And it's kind of obvious that Tatia is itching to press her initiative button.
Attack the giants! Call the giants.
What?
So it seems kind of like a win-win-win. I mean, Buligup gets to trash something metal that he hates, and we get a cool magic sword, and the giants don't seem to be enemies. And I don't know, maybe this helps us before we go fight the
Or if they try and betray you, we can.
We can also kill them and get more wise.
So we want to go investigate the metal thing they want you to destroy. Okay.
Yeah.
If I have enough spell slots when we come back, I could cast tongues on you so you could actually speak with them, or on Tatia so that, she could diplomatize with them.
This is kind of an afterthought. We're going to put a pin in this one. They also said something about eating me. So we'll just kind of see how this goes. And if they try to eat me, we'll kill them. And then I am going to definitely eat them, because earlier today you asked me what the weirdest thing I've ever eaten is. And I've never eaten a giant.
I mean,
so,
that's definitely a possibility that we will stop them from eating you. Yes, that is definitely a possibility.
Oh.
Do we have to eat them?
And I mean,
Okay,
let's cross that bridge. We're gonna put a pin in that one. That's why the pin is in it, because there was some talk about eating people, and I think that's beside the point of the magic sword if we kill a giant metal thing.
all right.
Down the yellow stomped road.
Yes.
So it's 11 o'clock here, and you're heading to a combat. So I think that it might be time to put a pin in it, unless you want to continue into said combat.
We can
According
stop
to
there.
Thing, yeah, but Thing and I, it's only 9 o'clock.
Through.
Right, but to Nick and I, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and my mom is my mom. I'm at my mom's house.
I know.
And then I'm at my mom's, and she's downstairs asleep. So,
Oh.
yeah, but she gets like sleep through anything. It's impressive.
So this seems like a good place to pull it as you head through the giant camp, and they kind of snigger at you towards the path going out the other side.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, Buligup, I think you're right. They expect us to die.
Oh yeah, fucking absolutely. They expect us to die, and
Yeah.
they also are.
Well, then they.
They
I'm
might
like,
hope you
I'm
weaken
like
the robot.
75%. I'm like 75% sure that when we come back, if we do come back, they're also going to try and kill us. So there is that.
They might give you a sword first and then try and kill you if they're honorable.
Maybe they'll hand it. Maybe they'll hand it to your pointy end first.
Well, you know what? If they do, shame on them, and we'll do what we have to do.
Yeah,
And no,
shame
I'll
on
fucking-
them.
I'll fucking murder them as well. I mean, I'm going to kill a robot and then
You know.
we'll see what happens.
All right, let's call it there. Thank you all for watching this rambling session of Iron Gods. We appreciate your tolerance and perseverance. Visit the website, visit the Discord, visit the Twitter, and all of those other places. Go see the Patreon, do all that shit, and we'll see you next time. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
You're listening to the smooth sound of RPGMP3.com. Dungeon on.